Yeah. Conscious. Matic. Alright, so far away I come from. I sit and wonder about the times that it made sense. But nowadays, I don't worry about what's past tense. My younger days, I used to hang around with mad friends. If we just fell out, I don't really know what happened. A lot of people come around and keep you stagnant, distraction. So yeah, don't show them no compassion. We was really out here grinding, really rapping. Stacking them Franklins, them Grants, and them Jacksons. Imagine if we would've never chased our passion. We probably would've never knew what happened. They was all just talk, we showed action. Once they leave, don't you let them back in. Just pack up all their stuff and send them packing. I'm blacking on anybody thinking they could act up with me. This vibe ain't for free, cause where I'm at in life, I'm only focused on me. Note the self, know yourself, focus on your health. They don't wanna help, then fuck it, do it by yourself. Don't give them no excuse to put you on the shelf. If it's me, myself, and I, then there's no one else. Yeah.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Hey, listen, before the show gets started, y'all already know we like to do things a little different. And so if you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. If you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. It goes in the back. If y'all can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. Want to make sure audio is a go. Thank you for being here tonight. And a preamp to the show tonight, we want to have Anissa come up and tell you guys, because I know you guys be chilling after work. Y'all be laid back and really enjoying yourselves and listening to this podcast, which we really appreciate it. And you got to have some wine to relax yourself. And so Anissa's going to come up and give us the wine of the night. All right, this is going to be every Tuesday, and this is going to come in and give us the wine of the night, something that's going to get you laid back, get you calm, relaxed, so you can enjoy the podcast. Let me bring up Anissa. She's in the building tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, everybody. Good evening.
Anissa. So tell me, Anissa, what is the wine of the night? You have the floor, man.
I do. The wine of tonight is a red Zinfandel. It's called Macchia. Macchia. It is from the Lodi region in California. It is a red Zinfandel with notes of blackberry, raspberry, vanilla, and a soft tobacco hint. It's a red Zin, and it is great for beef, spicy foods, and lamb. So very smooth, very easy to drink red. Not as heavy as a cab. But yeah, very smooth and very easy to drink. So that's tonight, Macchia. You can see it. That's it. Thank you.
Hold it up one more time for me, Anissa, so they can see it. There it is right there, ladies and gentlemen. All right, that's your wine of the night. So make sure you guys go and pick that up wherever wine is sold. All right, and we'll see you guys. You guys have that next week, and in the chat, y'all let us know how you liked it. All right, guys. Welcome to Talk Tuesday. We're about to get the show started, man. You already know me and my co-host about to pop up here in a minute. We're gonna play this intro, and then we're gonna be right back with you guys. I appreciate you guys. Also, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, right? We do a lot of work here. If you want to donate to the channel, please donate to the channel. The Cash App will be right at the bottom of the screen after the intro. And as you can see, the super chats are up and running as well. I appreciate you guys. And we'll be right back after this Talk intro. Here we go.
Hey, nowadays the pain follow me. Deal with trauma privately. I don't wanna be a burden, I handle things defiantly. Spent a decade searching for a higher power guiding me. Figured out that faith is not up there, that it's inside of me. Act with execution, what's a plan with zero action? Faced with bad habits, knowing it's a magnet to my imbalance. I'm somewhere between confidence and arrogance. The middle ground is treacherous, I work on getting out of it. Pops is looking down, I feel him every time the sun shines. Back to being unsigned, I only got my bloodline. vibe. With me going forward, smoking cookie till we dumb high. I heard you taking shots, we pulled up on them, they was gun shy. 2 p.m. in Rome, we at the chapel eating sun-dried tomatoes and a plum wine. Life been like a movie, I don't know how long the run time. Hope it's an extended cut, but when I die, I load my consciousness onto a thumb drive. And upload it to the masses when I'm past. All my sets is holographic, life's as real as you imagine. My Jewish girl was tight, cause I ain't linker on the Sabbath. But it's Friday and I got a few robins I need a bask in. Playing traffic, if you wanna play the faction. We don't act, we getting active, stacking cash and dodging taxes. My father was a Catholic, never taught me how to practice. But with music, I'm a Baptist. Chris and all these fucking tracks I bless these raps with. Standing in the middle of the march, both sides caving on the drive. Praying to my pops and the gods. God, please help me out. Can you spare me for once? Spare me for once. Hey, hey, yeah. Can you spare me for once? Spare me for once. Hey, I ain't asking for much. No.
We watch history. We make history. And one day we become it. Drop some buckets, and then we kick the bucket. Just trying to reach the peak before I finally plummet.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for being here tonight. I got my co-host in the building with me tonight. Lost in Translation is in the building tonight. My brother, how are you tonight, my guy? And
I am well. How are you today, sir?
Man, I am so happy to be here, brother. When we get everybody up, I'm going to make that announcement that we talked about in the back, so we can all be on one accord. But man, I'm glad to see that you're doing well. And hey, Lost in Translation in the building. You know it's going to be a great show. All right, you got a great balance right here. You got the guy that's eager to get in your ass, and you got the dude that's eager to save your ass up here. So we are in the building tonight, man. I love you guys, man. Also, I got my brother JT. What you know about me is in the background as well, man. JT, the bald-headed brother from another mother, is in the building. I appreciate you, my guy. So listen, we can go ahead and start bringing people up, guys. You see them back there. Lost in Translation and JT, y'all bring them up, and after y'all bring them up, I'll come right back up in this thing. Y'all have your way.
Most definitely.
You know what? The first person we're gonna bring up is somebody from the belt buckle of the Bible Belt. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know her from Saturday evenings. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna bring y'all up. You also know as Miss Jenny from the block. Well, everybody, welcome to the stage, Miss Jenny in the building. Hey, Miss Jenny, how you doing this evening, girl?
I'm terrific. How are you?
There we go. How are you?
Oh, good.
Oh,
About yourself.
is it good? Can you hear me?
It's good now. We got you.
Yes, I'm very
How are
well.
you this evening, Miss Jenny?
Okay.
That was a little bit of a delay.
I'm
It's
doing
all
very
good.
well. Had a good day. It was productive. I was productive and got a lot of stuff done, so I'm ready for the show.
All right, that's what I'm talking about.
Now.
And also, we're going to bring up the
Absolutely.
next gentleman. He's the member of the 7B Club. Y'all know him as Mr. Paul Bennett in the building. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mr. Paul Bennett.
Good evening, everyone. Good to be here tonight.
Good evening, Mr. Bennett.
And I'm
How
not
are you
only a
today,
member
sir?
of the 7B Club, I'm also the president.
That's right. I want to tell them what the 7B stand for, Mr. Bennett.
The bold, the beautiful, the beneficent, benevolent ball brotherhood of the BMU network.
Yes,
That's
sir.
what I'm talking about. That's what's up. That's what's up.
There you
Welcome
go.
to the show, sir. The next person we're going to bring up, you know, she brought us our wine of the day. You know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the one and only Miss Anissa. Anissa, good evening, darling. How are you?
Good evening, everybody. I am lovely. Thank you for asking. I had a great day today, and I am excited to get into this topic tonight.
Well, good. I'm so glad you can join us this evening. Now, also, we want to bring up a gentleman. Y'all know him as the continent, the man who can't resist.
The toughest things any man has ever done is turn down a nice piece of willing scheming ass piece of pussy.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the one and the only R-Pain.
I'd give anything to get that clip. Anything, man. $1 million, man. Give me that goddamn.
Hey, I'm sure there's a price. Everyone
Hello,
like the $1
everyone.
million man used to say, everybody has a price for the $1 million man.
What's happening, R-Pain? What's happening, man?
All right.
Good to see you. And we also got one other, a lady who y'all know from time to time. Y'all don't want to embrace her. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for one and only. She's confused, but she's not confused this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for one and only. Embrace the grace.
Hey, it's all good.
Hi guys. How are you?
Hey, darling. How are you this evening, darling?
I'm good. Yesterday was a rough day, but today's better, and now I'm here with the family, so I'm good.
Well, good. Now, also, we have our host, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for the one and only Black Man Unfiltered.
Appreciate the love, baby. Appreciate the love. Now we got 21 people watching, man. Go ahead and hit the like button so we have 21 likes in there as we continue to grow. Thank you so much for being here tonight, who all are in the chat. Thank you for being here. And I just want to say real quick, hit the like button, subscribe button, hit the share button. Go ahead and hit the Cash App or hit the super chat to support the channel. But before we start, our sister Take Heed is not here. Take Heed is a little under the weather. And so we wanted to shout out to her to let her know that we love her and that we're praying for her for a speedy recovery. We love you, honey. And from us to you, we're going to miss you tonight. And I know you watching, right? Because your hubby said you would be probably. So just make sure you take care of yourself. Take your time, be easy, and come on back up here and show out and show up, okay? All right. Shout out to you, sweetheart. We love you. All right. Now, before we get started, I got an icebreaker video for you guys. I hope you're ready for it. Lost in Translation, I hope you're ready. JT, I hope you're ready. R-Pain, I'm praying for you on this one. Mr. Ben, I know he's going to be even Steven, the balance of this boat. And so without the balancers, we sink. So thank God for Mr. Bennett. But the ladies, I really want to hear what the ladies have to say. I really do. And so let me go ahead and play it for you guys. This is our icebreaker video for tonight.
Yes, yeah, I am.
Mr. Benning, you are not the father. Court wants to make sure when you leave here you have the whole truth. You are not the father.
What?
All right, I'm gonna play it one more time. He took a paternity test on his oldest daughter, and then his 8-month-old, I think it was. And he got the results. Here we go again. Play it one more time for the people in the back.
Are you okay?
Yes, yeah, I am.
Mr. Benning, you are not the father.
And he got the results.
Court wants to make sure when you leave here you have the whole truth. You are not the father.
What?
All right, somebody got YouTube on in their background. Yeah, somebody has another open tab. All right, somebody got YouTube on in their background. So y'all hear it?
Yeah, it's not me though. I'm looking.
Oh, it was Miss Jenny. There it is. All right. So, okay. So I think I'm gonna start the conversation out by saying this: the government needs to make it mandatory to swab and stick these babies as soon as they come out of the vagina. And I want to get you guys' thoughts on that. Do you believe that the government should step in like they do with everything else and make DNA testing mandatory for all children born in this great yet to be United States? R-Pain.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's happening from state to state, but it needs to be a federal mandate. Mm-hmm. And that's one that probably couldn't get cracked by, just people wanting to, vote it out federally. But that's the kind of law that should come down federally for sure. And don't leave it up to the states.
All right. Thank you so much. Nissa, what are your thoughts, Sonny?
I absolutely would have no problem with that. I think that it's unfair for anyone to be placed in a position to think that a child is theirs and to provide for that child and make sacrifices for that child, and then to find out that it does not belong to with that.
Mr. Bennett, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. I have no problem with it. Unfortunately, there's nothing on the state level nor on the federal level mandating that. For what I was just reading, some people have falsely posted that there are state mandates, like in Florida and Tennessee and Maryland and Ohio. But from what I understand, that's not on the books as far as a mandatory. But I would have no issue with making it mandatory, at least at the state level.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Miss Jenny, I'm sorry, Embrace the Grace. What are your thoughts? Do you think it should be mandatory?
I definitely think it should be mandatory for paternity tests. A man should have no business signing a birth certificate till it's been concluded that he is the father. 1 out of every 3 men are not the father of the child said, or taking care of a child that's not even theirs. That's 33% of men in America. So absolutely, even if you're married, you should still take a paternity test, because that doesn't mean because you're married, I don't mean, so absolutely, guys, I think just for the sake of the child, it's not about the mother, it's not about the father, it's the sake of the child. And then right away, the court should just pick up child support, we get the ball rolling, and that's it. So we can cut off all the shenanigans when it comes to all of this.
All right. Miss Jenny, what are your thoughts? Do you believe that we should make it mandatory?
Can you guys hear me well?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know if I had an echo or something before. But yeah, I absolutely do think that it should be mandatory, because the truth fears no scrutiny. So if everything is on the up and up, then what's the problem? There should be no issue to have a mandatory paternity test. Only people that would have a problem with it are women who lie. And we shouldn't be protecting women who lie. And so, it's just a matter of, it's of course, the sake of the children, but for the sake of the man too. He's emotionally investing and financially investing into the life of this child that he is assuming is his because he trusts this person. But, people are faulty and they lie. And so, or people always want to talk about the case of a man thinks that it is. Well, what if he thinks that's not? What if a woman is claiming that this is your baby and the man is denying it? He's saying that she's a liar, she's a whore. And so now the woman can prove that, no, this is your baby and I'm not these things and I wasn't running around on you. So it's just better for everybody if the truth is just made clear.
JT.
Absolutely. I think even once they do the mandatory paternity test, there also should be some things to grandfather in whatever states it is, where if the guy is not the father, that he should not still remain after the 3 years or 36 months paying child support, even if it was established that he was not the father. So that's another problem that we have also. After 36 months in a lot of states, even if it is that you find out that you're not the father, it is too late. You will be paying child support until that child is 18 years of age, and in most states, 19, or until that child has graduated from college.
My co-host, I know you got something on this, Doc. Do you think it should be mandatory?
Absolutely. For the sake of the children, you know what I'm saying? A child should have the right to know who their father is, if nothing more than for guidance and medical reasons as well, too, because sometimes parents have medical traits that are passed down to the child. And sometimes the betterment of the care of the child should always be number one priority. You know what I'm saying? There's been plenty of situations where people have found out they may have need a kidney or a blood transfusion, all to find out at the wrong time when someone needs life-saving medical treatment, that the child that they have is not theirs. So if not more than just for the medical sake of the child, I think it should be mandatory, and everyone should know who their father is.
Now, I have another question I want to go around the horn. Do you think it should have some legal ramifications for fraud? Do you think that women should get jail time for lying about the paternity of a child to a man? We'll start at the top this time. JT, we'll start with you.
Yes, absolutely. I think she should not only get jail time, but she should be ordered to pay back whatever monies that was taken also, and court costs, attorney fees, everything, whatever it is. If you do that, that is a crime, and you should be convicted. Period.
Wow. Anissa, should women get jail time? I think that it should, and I'm gonna add this in there. I think that it should be a law that if you lie about the maternity of that child, the age of that child is the number of years you should get in jail. Anissa, what do you say? If that child, that's that wine.
Not the wine.
How does she heard you?
She got a delay, man.
She got a delay. Okay.
Yeah, Anissa has a delay.
So we'll come back to Anissa. Miss Jenny, if the child's 14 years old and the daddy goes to give the child a blood transfusion, and the blood don't match, and he's not the father, she should get 14 years in jail. What do you say?
I don't fault you for having that opinion, but I personally don't believe in jail. I believe that jail is barbaric. And so I think that when it comes to, crime, that people either get beatings, pay fines, or be put to death.
Damn. Over jail, ladies and gentlemen.
I think that those are more humane, in my opinion.
That's that Filipino justice right there.
Hey, man, Miss Jenny, you gotta have a show on that, man. You gotta have a whole show on that.
Can you imagine Miss Jenny coming out? Jesus.
Coming up like
Whoop his ass. Whoop his ass.
Hey, Miss Jenny, what should we do? Here go Jenny. Beat her.
Beat him.
Beat him.
You hear what I said?
That's biblical. And so
I didn't expect that to come from Jenny. I did not expect that.
Lost in translation. Keep
I wasn't ready.
Everybody that quick. Make sure you go around for me.
Gotcha.
I was not ready for that one.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I am straight by the book, and so what you find in the Old Testament is that God's prescription for criminals is either they get a beating, they pay a fine, or they get put to death. And I'm sure if you ask criminals, what would they prefer? Would you rather be locked in a box for 20 years, or would you rather get 40 lashes? Anybody with sense is taking their 40 lashes and going on about their day. But anyways, that's for another show. But I would say,
Definitely.
I would say for these women, it would all depend on the severity. So if you're at the hospital and you find out that the baby's not yours, okay, she gets some kind of beating and then, you go on your way. But if it's, been like 14 years, like you were saying, Dwayne, then, I think that she should have to pay back fourfold of whatever that man paid for that child. And then she should also get some kind of beating. So that way, because you're giving back the financial incentive, the financial debt that was given, but also you can't get your time back. And so that's why it would be both. So yeah.
She said she should also get a beating. Boy, I'm out. Boy, I love you, Miss Jenny. Come
It's
on.
It's always the innocent ones. It's always the innocent looking ones.
No, I think what threw me off because she said jail is too barbaric. And then after that,
And then-
she started talking about whooping ass.
Beaten, kill.
She said it so nice and eloquent. It's like,
All right, go ahead.
All right, who next?
I think it was Arpain. Was it Arpain?
I can go real quick. I would You know, now that I have a new method of punishment, that sounds really good. But I think I would pick that the lady needs to pay restitution financially, even before we put her in jail, because there ain't no way to pay back if you're in jail. So I'd rather her pay back the expenses. It costs $200 and something thousand to raise a kid to 18. And if you put through college, it's a whole lot more than that. So her pay should be garnished as much as a man on child support. And then if she can't pay, then she goes to jail. And I'd rather that. You know, that's punishment enough, because I can't, you know, it's for me. But the beating sounds good. But if you put them in jail, then we're still paying as taxpayers, 3 hots and a cot. I don't like that idea.
All right. I appreciate that. I don't know who's you had next. Go ahead, Loss.
I guess I'm next.
Go ahead.
Biggie said I'm next.
You muted, Loss. My bad.
Biggie said I'm next, okay?
I'm over here cutting up, man.
Like, Biggie's like, wait, goddammit, y'all missed one.
Hey, I'm over here cutting up, man.
Go ahead, Embrace.
I don't know what the punishment is going to be, guys, but consequences need to be suffered, because once women start seeing that consequences are brought upon them, then that foolishness and that shenanigans is going to slow down. You know, first, like you said, make them pay fines, garnish their wages. If they can't do that, put them in jail. But something has to happen, because they get away with too much, can do too much, and nothing happens. And that's why it keeps happening. So absolutely, Black Man Unfiltered. I don't know what we're going to decide, whether we're going to beat them or we're going to throw them in jail or we're going to charge them some fines. But something has to happen. I kind of like the idea, because if a man's been paying child support for 14 years, then you need to turn around and repay that for 14 years, or maybe cut a deal and do 4 years in jail and 10 years you pay money. But something has to happen.
I'm just picturing a woman. You know, they going wherever they got to go to, like the ass whooping place where they get.
And Miss Jenny there.
There's like a line of them that day, and it's like, you know, all of them getting caned. Do you know all the tears that be going? Yeah, and he might be on to something, because don't nobody like pain as a motherfucker.
But that's too quick. It's too quick. It's not. I don't think it's like a quick fix.
But they can actually do them like they do the guys. You can actually, like when Mr. Ben or Mr. Payne? Mr. Payne was saying, where for one, it can go on a credit report and going on, you know, she could be her wages can get garnished, and she owes, like they call it something, I can't remember, but it's on it be on the credit report. So it's kind of like, yeah, just like
a hard inquiry.
Yeah, or like you're on a registry, like a sex offender.
No, it's actually you owe. It's
Kenny, you on the roll.
It takes down your credit. It takes down your credit score, and it takes down your credit score. But it's like a government, some type of government tag. It's a flag that's on there, and it shows how much you owe until you get it all the way down. It's going to remain on your credit
collections.
Collections. It's a form of collections. But it's more like a government form of collections. And like I think nothing overrides it. You can't write it off. You know,
loans.
Shit is terrible.
And every tax return belongs to them. Every tax return belongs to the government.
Right. I tell you this: women can't stand paying men money, man. I swear, man. She, years and years of her paying the dudes some money, man. That's like, man, death by 1,000 cuts, man. I swear to God.
That old ass school loan. Them old
songs about it.
And then you put child support on there too. Oh, man.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine they bring in the lady out and they say, "Ma'am, you have been sentenced, but we're gonna bring in the judge." And Miss Jenny come in her Black Widow outfit and say, "Who is on trial? It's her. This is Takesha K. Oh, Takesha K, you lied for 13 years to your man. We're going to give you 400 lashes. We're going to give you community service to clean out the sewers for 120 days. and you're going to pay back every dime that your man paid into this child that was not his. And ma'am, you are responsible on the child's behalf. You have 6 months to find out who the real father is, or we're going to add another 30 days to your jail sentence.
Now I can see Jenny using all the big legal terms. You know how they be. You ever see somebody in court? They don't know what the hell they talking about. They being sentenced, but they don't know what that shit means. I can see shit.
Thomas, let me break it down for you. Hold on, I got something for you.
Punitive damages.
Yeah. He come in like this. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the courtroom. Mrs. Jenny. Oh man,
she might be on something right there.
Not the belt. That's right.
Hey,
I'm ready. I want that job. 8 hours is whooping ass. I'm taking all my frustrations out.
Yeah, somebody.
Lucky you don't got the size 12 flip flop.
Yeah, somebody just put in the Facebook messenger here. They said, yes, the punishment should be lashes, but it should be the baby father who she lied on that gives the lashes.
Man.
Oh no, that's too much right there. That's too much.
Ooh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
JT, boy.
I'll be coming from down south. I'll
be like,
I'll be winding it up.
Hey, Tyrone, you're up, sir.
Whoop that shit. Whoop that shit. Go. I'm gonna make these suckers recognize I ain't playing.
Wait, man, you gonna make me choke up, bro. Hold on, shit. Oh my god. Dude's coming up acting like that in the WWE, bro. Oh my god. So now let me ask you this last question, then we'll move on. We'll start with Mr. Bennett on this. So Mr. Bennett, do you think that there should also be something that the kids benefit from being lied to by their mother? Do you think there should be something in the law for the children as well? Do you think they should be investigated for parenting, or investigated if they're a proper parent to even raise the child?
I don't know if that's really going to yield a benefit.
Yeah.
I think and I didn't get a chance to chime in on the last question.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Bennett. I'm sorry.
I do want to introduce a caveat here because I did a little research on this topic. The stats say that 1 in 3 who take a paternity test are not the fathers. That doesn't mean that every child that's been born 1 in 3, you're most likely not the father. It's the ones who decide to take the paternity test. Now I'm asking the question, why is it that you are asking for or requesting a paternity test since it's not state nor federally mandated? And a lot of times it's because a lot of these relationships where a paternity test is requested or mandated by a court is oftentimes because there's just some foolery going on between the woman and the man, that you're off and on, you're playing house, there's no outstanding commitment to one another. Both of you have stepped out probably at one time or another and just decided to get back together with one another. So we're not talking about generally. Now, does it happen? You marry someone, you think it's forever, and she cheated on you or he cheated or whatever. Does that happen? I'm sure it does. Do I think it happens at 30%? I don't think so. But a lot of the times why these tests are ordered is because of all the mess that people put each other through in these relationships. The show that you saw, I've seen enough of those shows to know that in most of those cases, both of them are just about nonsensical stuff. So the issue as far as the punishment or what have you, you would have to prove intent. Because again, if you're going in and out of the relationship and a baby happens to be born and she just assumed it was yours, even though both of them are stepping out, I don't know if that mandates jail time or penalties or whatever. And a lot of people who are in that situation, they don't have the money to pay $100 and some $1,000 back in restitution because they're barely making any money as it is. And then you still have to think about what's going to be in the best interest of the child at the end of the day. So I don't have an answer, for this. If someone intentionally says someone is the father of the child and isn't, I mean, certainly I think that person, the man, should certainly have the right to step away. But even in those situations, it's complicated because, as you saw in your video, that guy didn't necessarily, even though he found out, a lot of those guys don't want to leave because they bonded with that child. So are they willing to stay in a situation because of the love that they've and the relationship that they bonded with their child for? So this is messy, which is why I don't recommend that people get themselves in messy situations. But you're asking, how do we fix mess? And I don't think any of us here are qualified to say what the solution is. But yeah, it's very bad. But I think certainly if paternity proves to be false, the man should have the right to certainly walk away from that situation with no other obligations to that child. But unfortunately, the states and the government themselves, they won't allow it because again, they get paid from this. So it's in their interest to keep these men paying and being part of the system. And that's why I don't think you'll ever have a mandatory law in this country because of that.
Yeah, Mr. Ben, to add on to that, I think about 4 months ago, we had a show and we had an icebreaker video of a lady calling into a radio station and said she's been married for 15 years but she sleeps occasionally with her husband's cousin. And she got pregnant and she knows it's not her husband and she knows it belongs to the cousin. She says she's going to take it to her grave. She will never tell him. And the host asked her, "Are you still sexually involved with the cousin?" She said, "Absolutely. We still have sex on the weekends or when he's not around." She said, "But I'll take it to my grave. Like he'll never find out. He'll never know. But he's raising the kid like it's his right now." I just think that the penalty for something like that is
it's absolutely terrible.
Oh my God.
And should there be some sort of penalty for that? Again, if more than likely she doesn't have the money to pay restitution.
Right.
If you put her in jail, then who's going to raise the child? Hopefully the father will be there to raise the child also. But it's just messy. I mean, and unfortunately,
That's why it should be.
We can't clean up the
that should
human
be
race
mandatory
because we just do a lot of ratchet stuff.
Right, but that's why it should be mandatory because it does regulate a lot of things. It regulates the courts. It regulates even the father, from which you were just saying, Mr. Bennett, that going back and forth, not taking a paternity test because they in their own bullshit. It's a lot of those things. But also with that stat, my question would be on that stat also. Wouldn't it be if that's in those numbers where you had that child that was being tested multiple times also, multiple men? Do you think that's in those numbers also? Because you remember, you know that there's women that have tested more than one man and it comes out that he's not the father too.
Right. Well, it was in the opening video. The stat simply said those who submit to a paternity test. If you're a multi-time offender in that, then I would still think that would count for the 1 out of 3 that may be a failure. But I don't necessarily want to extrapolate that out of a country of 300 million people, 100 million are not.
I'd like to say something. I'd like to say something on those numbers.
Let me add this, and then you could. You know what's scary, Mr. Bennett? The first sentence you said, men who request. What about the men who have not? And they're still raising children that do not belong to them for years.
Right. 19,
20, 21. Your son, 23 years old, you proud of him. He done graduated college. He got his family. And the entire time you just not his daddy. Imagine being the father who raised him 24 years and you found out on his 25th birthday it ain't yours. It's not your baby. He's not your son.
Now look, and I've seen, like I said, from that same show, guys, you'd be like, it doesn't matter. Because again, I've been with that kid for 24 years. Woo. So whether or not I might not be they'll say I'm not the biological father, but I'm the daddy. And they just rest on that. So, if a guy's willing to accept that, I don't have words for him in that scenario. But that has happened because a relationship, you can't, for some people, you just can't throw that away, even if it's based on a lie. But some people are not willing to part with that.
Yeah, exactly. Man, thank you. I appreciate you.
Our pain has something.
Yeah, go ahead, so listen, I mean, if you take a scientific study, right, of people who actually report, and it's 30%, you could make a case that is at least 30% in the people who don't report or more. You know, that's number one. And then the other thing is that, you know, depending on where you get your facts from, they say 30% of married women are defrauding their husbands. So you could, you know, it just depends on what stats you're looking at. So, you know, I mean, either way, it's a horror show. And the fact that a man might cheat on a woman and he's not leaving that kind of residue for her to pay child support on. So if she's cheating on him, there's no equivalency there. From the adultery and cheating standpoint, yes. But if you're bringing home a deposit of a baby that I have to pay for that's not mine, just because I cheated on you doesn't mean my punishment is taking care of some other kid's, some other man's baby. That's crazy. I don't agree with that at all. You know. So yeah, I'm a dastardly, you know, philanderer. Yeah, but my punishment is I took the 50 lashes from, you know, Miss Jenny and shit. Besides doing that, you know. So you know, I mean, so the way we look at stat, it's a bad situation all the way around. That's what it really is. And the reason why it continues is because the laws are jaundiced the way they are. You know, because some things just make sense. You know, within the marriage, you know, if I'm a husband and I love my wife, I could say, even if it's mandatory, I could say, you know what, Doc, I'm gonna sign a birth certificate. I don't care. You could always do that. But you know, I mean, if it's there, just do it. We're talking about something that's so minuscule of a test. Especially if you're in a hospital situation, it should just happen. Period. You know, so
I'm a little bit out of the game. I remember when married, both of us had to be tested for syphilis.
Oh,
I don't know if they still do that now,
I don't think so.
but I know in New Jersey we had to get that test, and I don't think either one of us was suspicious of the other saying, "What have you been doing?" But it was just mandatory. We just had to take it. That was a requirement. So I don't know if that's still a law in place. You know, if you guys know from the states that you live in, but to that end, I don't see any issue with the mandatory paternity test. Just like if I'm not going to have a problem with the syphilis test, I don't see the difference there.
Hey, look, they have this. My man Edward Gilbert said, "Have you guys ever heard about the male birth control plan A?" First and foremost, that shit is asinine. First and foremost, because men don't give birth.
Exactly.
So that is crazy as hell for birth control for men. We don't carry.
And what are the side effects of that shit?
You're gonna get neutered.
Exactly. Walk around here, balls looking like a balled up Sonic bag with a Sun Delight ball in it.
We already got to deal with the prostate and all that shit. We don't want to deal with no extra shit.
Yeah, doctor looking up in there. We found something else. What the hell is that? Damn. Wait a minute. Anissa, what are your thoughts, sweetheart? We know you have some connection issues, but I'm glad to see you back. What are your thoughts about these hooligan women who lie and say that the babies belong to these men? They don't. Do you think they should get
I think we have to I think we have to take the jail time off the table pretty much, because as Bennett said, what would happen to the children? So then you're gonna have a whole score of children that don't have a mom, and then you're gonna be.
Why we don't say that about the men going to jail for not paying child support?
At least you're
so if the mother's in jail, who's going to take care of the children?
Grandmama. She always does. She's already doing it anyway.
Then you put the children in the system. Then you be complaining about how you got to take care of all these.
No, they got the real pappy. They got the real pappy.
I'm saying it should be the last resort. But I definitely think that. I think that there should be fines.
Hey man, this is her choice. She have her choice.
No, I was just going to ask her. I was just going to say, just to add to that, you do understand that in most cases that the father is the last resort. And in some cases, the father doesn't even know his kids are in foster care. In a lot of those cases. So they don't even, right now, they don't even think of calling the father up saying, listen, your kids need you, period. That's it. If that's what I had a problem with as far as like suing in court for child support, I would never have a problem with a woman suing a man for custody and saying that these are your children, not because of money, not because of anything else, not the child support part, the custody, the paternity part. There's no court for that, for the woman saying these are your kids, and then you're gonna have to take care of them just like I have to take care of them too. Nobody is suing them, the father for that. They're only suing for money.
Can I add something to that? Miss Anissa, it shows that besides a two-parent household, children thrive better in a single father household than a single mother household. So I think we're giving mothers too much credit. Okay, just because she's the female and she's the nurturer.
Kids are going to want those. You're assuming that those men are going to want those children. So then you have to consider that as well. So if you have a father that does not want to take responsibility, if he's not married to the woman, then what happens to the children?
African American men are the most active fathers in the community right now. Fathers they're not even given the choice or the option.
Responsibility for that child, then what happens to the child?
Wait, what was the question again?
If for some reason that father may not want to assume, what I'm saying is, if the child is not his, then, and you put the mother in jail for saying that, this is the father and he's not the father, and he's not the father, then what happens to those children?
Well, you have to find the father first. I mean, she's going to have 30 days to find the father.
Until you find the father, though, that could be a month, that could be 2 months, that could be 6 months, that could be a year, depending on how many men she slept with.
Right. She know who the father is. She know who that baby
well, all we gotta do is send her to Maury. Maury will find the father.
It's retired.
He retired.
That's all.
I think paternity court took
a lot of what ifs, and I'll say this. This is just a general thing across the board here. It's a lot of what ifs. What if the father don't want to what ifs. But you know what, Anissa? It's a lot of women out here who have custody, who get housing, who get all this stuff. I was out today at a restaurant today, and I heard a woman with her. She looked over at me, and she asked me right in front of her babies, and the babies looked like they were 8. Little girl, like she's probably like 8 or 9. The little boy was probably 11-ish. You can tell they were stair steppers. Anyway, she looked over. She said, "You want some fucking kids?"
What?
And I said, no, I said, oh, I smiled. I tried to laugh it off. I said, I'm good. She said, ooh, these little motherfuckers getting on my fucking nerves.
Wow.
She said, can you bring me the fucking ticket? Right? So you have, so I want to just compare the deadbeat dads to the live-in deadbeat moms. And I think just because mothers have custody does not make them good parents. I think a lot of these women out here, they treat their kids like shit. And if you put a camera in each one of these women's houses, I guarantee you the daughters are being called bitches, the sons are being neglected or being told that they look like their daddy. You dumb, you stupid. I'm telling you, like, some of these women have custody of their kids, but they treat those kids like shit. They really, really do. And that lady was just cussing at those kids today. Like this baby was probably, I'm telling you, that little girl's probably 8 or 9, easy. And she was talking to her like she was 30. And I'm like, damn, what a fucking daddy. Come get your kids from this crazy bit. It's crazy. And I'm thinking, is she really finna go? I was like, damn, boy, this make you want to call child services. Because I'm telling you, the way she was talking to that baby, come get the fucking to-go plate, you dumb motherfuckers. And I'm like, God damn, she must be talking to a homegirl that's with her. No, she's talking to them babies. Stop acting stupid. Get your dumb ass over here and get the to-go plate so we can go. And I'm telling you, ratchet is shit. And I'm just like, damn, boy, these kids growing up under this regimen, this is why they horrible. This is why they go to school. You can't deal with them, hell, because they go to school to do what they can't do. What they do at school, what they can't do at home. Have fun, run around, jump up and down. Shit, it's crazy. But I land my plane there. God damn, it's ridiculous. But I want to get to the next video. R-Pain. Fellas, Mr. Bennett.
Oh damn! I came up here to talk about this.
Oh shit, Trey.
No, you good. No, you good.
No, Trey. I want to get Trey in, man. Before we go.
No, I didn't see that big ass head come up on the screen. Listen,
Trey.
my brother Trey is in the building tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And you know, we always have to respect my brother.
Can't help it that I'm custom made. I can't help it that I look good, smell good, can't dance all night long. I can't help it.
Stupid.
All right, my brother Trey is in the building tonight. Trey, what thoughts do you have? Because I saw you in the chat, and I also want to say to Instagram, free Trey, free Trey. Trey is in Instagram prison right now. Free Trey.
Yes,
give him,
yes, I am. I said that a fat woman was fat, and I got barred. I got put in jail. So.
Wow.
God forbid.
Just side note, Trey. Would you rather be in Instagram jail or would you rather get 10 beatings? Just random question.
Would I rather be in Instagram jail or what?
Or 10 beatings.
Instagram jail.
Oh.
I can work my way out of Instagram jail.
I see they got Crimson Cure too.
Yeah.
What?
Oh yes, Crimson Cure did a video and said that black women are out of line. They fake, they fat, and they getting uglier, and they looking more like trans men every day, and they got her.
I guess. Using the word
using
the word overweight or fat is like a trigger,
yeah.
like
You
a
can't use
bully,
that
a bully word.
Yep. Yeah,
but it was true. She was heavy. But anyway, yeah. Well, I mean, for those of y'all who don't know, I raised the kid for 13 years. I thought it was mine, and later found out that he wasn't mine. It is a heart-wrenching scenario for a man to go through. I never really dealt with depression until then. I had a really, really bad bout with depression after finding out that he wasn't my son. Still in his life, we talk all the time, but obviously, you know, the relationship has changed. The idea of putting women in jail is just a bad idea. It's not going to work. You can't put women in jail. What you do is you hit them financially. You make them ineligible for child support. And you take their child tax credit until the child turns 18. So you take that away. So if you find them in fault for paternity fraud and you can prove that they lied about it, they get no financial benefit at all. None. Zero. And then make it the child support voluntary. So if the dad wants to do it, he can do it, but he will not be obligated to do it because she lied about it to begin. That's the consequence. But putting her in prison just won't work. It won't work. More than likely, those prisons are going to be overrun with women who didn't tell the truth. So I think that's the way you handle that. You make it financially consequential for them. That's all I wanted to say.
Man, thank you, Trey. Man, just to say that to you again, brother. I know when you say how that puts you in a state of depression, bro, and I know how strong of a man you are. For that to put you in that situation, brother, man, every time I hear it, it just makes me cringe. Knowing that you went through 13 years of that. I can't even imagine. What you felt when you went through.
Not only that, I gave up my Air Force career for him. What actually happened was I was in the Air Force, and I remember coming home from Turkey, and I went to go pick up my son, obviously, because I was in town, and we were at my mom's house. I'll never forget it. And he was standing, and he put his hand on his hip, standing like a woman, because obviously he had been around his mom, right? So he put his hand on his hip, and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And so I had that moment with him, like, don't ever stand like that. Men don't stand like that. We don't, I had that moment with him.
Take your damn hands off your hip, boy.
Exactly. Like, there will be no sprinkles and no rainbows around here, right? And but that was my calling card. Okay, I'm not involved enough in his life. That's how I took it. I'm not involved enough in his life. And so Turkey was my last stop. I hadn't re-upped my contract in the military. And I said, well, obviously I need to be in his life because he's taking after his mom. He's around his mother too much. He needs male influence. I'm halfway across the planet in Turkey, and I can't do it. So I left the military to come home and be a father to him. So that's that. So I said, when that depression hit me hard, because it's like, damn, I would have retired this year. This would have been my 20th year in the military. I would have been retired this year officially. So I gave up my career to be a father, to be a better father, to be present in his life, only to find out it wasn't my child to begin with.
Damn. Man, again, bro, god damn, that's horrible, bro. I just don't, I think that I know this ain't gonna be sexy. I know it. But I think that any man that went through that, I remember me and Black David were talking. Shout out to the Dark Knight. Black David was telling me about a guy in Nigeria who was in Florida, I think it was, and he had 5 children, and his family kept saying, "Hey man, your wife on them streets." He said, "No, my wife." Right after a while, he started to believe it, because you hear something long enough, you start believing it. And he went and got all 5 of his kids DNA tested, and none of them were his. And he went into the shed and got a machete and decapitated her.
Yeah.
He's in jail for the rest of his life.
Hey,
That's wild, man.
hey, black man, look at that last comment. That's actually a good idea too. Take these weekends from the women, make them report on the weekends. That's a good idea too. Take their summers away from them. That's
I
a
was
good
about to
idea,
just
too.
I was about to disagree with you too, Trey, until you said the alternative, and I was like, wow. God,
Black David, send me that link that you that man you was telling me about that took his wife out. But anyway, so you know what? I think you should also they should also be banned from this. You know how you get a dishonorable discharge from the military? I think you should be dishonorably discharged from Social Security, any type of government funding. You should not get Social Security. You should not get food stamps, housing, anything government. You should not get it. You should be banned from it for life.
Yeah. Especially WIC.
I think they came up with it. I'm pretty sure someone in legislation came up with this shit, and they was like, "Boy, if you don't get your ass out of here with that bullshit."
Right, like Mr. Bennett said, they ain't gonna take from their own pockets.
It's
Because
like
they use here in Texas, they use that money for the judge's retirement.
Yeah, I think somebody that came up with this shit.
Yeah. They, unless they come up missing, they like, damn, you seen Teddy? Shit, Teddy gone.
Teddy gone. He was fucking up the system.
You know what I thought about,
Lost
man? They
what you
should
had for, brother.
probably, they should probably, if you're gonna financially penalize women, they should probably take away half their income tax or whatever it is they're supposed to get and donate that to the foster care system. Well, you know, where kids really need that.
That's lovely.
You know what I'm saying?
But
and then you know what I'm saying, until that child turns 18 or they leave the foster care system, that money should go there. You know what I'm saying?
This is the craziest part though, Law. That shit is faulty as fuck too. The foster care system is a big ass scam.
But you know what?
right
I'd rather go to the foster care system than some fat judge sitting up somewhere getting rich by throwing men in jail. It's
Hell
the money
yeah.
is closer to the
I
kids
agree.
than it is to a judge. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. Or take half that income tax and give it to the daddy that you lied to.
Or
Wouldn't
if
that be
you're
some
not-
shit if they
if-
say you're not eligible to file for paternity for another child ever? Boy, that's gonna be that.
If you
listen, that's a behavior alter right there. Somebody they gonna start being like, nah, fuck this. It's too because it starts to get, more dangerous for them. Because
go ahead.
let's face it, children are a hustle to a lot of these women that's out here. You got women that's like, this is not the married women. This is not even. I'm talking about the ones that actually be throwing that thing from the free throw line. The ones that actually be having,
We've been around each other too long. JT.
Hey, right. You know it. The ones that be out there getting, 6 guys tested for one baby, and you're like, okay, all right, you ain't the one. I'm sorry. Let me go find Daryl. And they do that too. That's why I was asking Mr. Bennett, is those numbers in that also, because you have a lot of multiple paternities for one baby.
You know what they should do, JT? They should put it in there in the tax code. If you're not married to your child's father, then you should only get half of your income tax back until you marry him, and then you get your money back. That'll stop a whole lot of people from just having random babies with random people. So that way, it takes away the incentive to continue to do crime. If you do it that way, then I think that'll dissuade a lot of people from having.
Or
multiple
just go
kids.
to the fact of you're just not eligible unless you were married to the guy.
No,
You can't
right,
follow.
JT. You know what they should call it? The out of wedlock, the Out of Wedlock Act. And what they should do in that bill
Oh, we need to dress it up, black man. We need to call it. We need to call it the Defensive Marriage Act. You know what I'm saying?
Wait,
that sounds better that way.
Somebody came up with it, y'all. I'm telling you, somebody they dead now. They gone. Every time somebody come up with a bill, they out of there.
You know what the problem with that is? It
What's
would
that?
have the same. It would have the same effect as in the military. In the military, when you got married, you got paid more. So you would have people. You would have people getting married just to get the money. So you would have some of these guys running game just to get the money, out of it. It's not a. I don't think an incentive to make them get married. I don't think that works. I don't think because there's just too many holes in that. I think what you have to do is you have to let a woman know that if you can't determine who your father is, it's going to have a financial consequence on you.
Yeah.
That is almost to the point you can't come back from. You're not going to be able to come back from it. I like the idea of also having to check to take their weekends from them. I like that as well. I like that idea of there's some form of punishment. But the biggest issue here is that we're not seeing any consequences. I think that's the issue that most people have is that there's no consequence at all. And there needs to be at least give us something that when these women are they're talking about the fourth and the fifth guy, which by the way is disgusting. But we're talking about the fourth or the fifth guy, and there's no consequence. That's a problem. That's a huge problem.
Yeah,
man. So you know what? There's a lot of simping going on in the world today, and I haven't used the word in a long time, but I just want to. My sister sent me something today that made my throat itch. I thought I had strep because this video just pissed me all the way off. So
I'm gonna let that slide.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. I wanted to say pause, but I just laughed. I was just like, all right.
Please don't get me. Please.
Yeah, stop it.
Shit. Let me play this goddamn. I hate you, man.
Hey, black man. Before you play it, I'm just letting you know, no one's safe in the Black Men Unfiltered Network. You just know that. Just keep that in the back of your mind.
Especially the host.
Oh, you bastards. I hate you bastards. All right. So I'm gonna play this video. And Trey, I know you're gonna love it. And you too, R-Pain. Let's take a look.
These men, that's why they sleeping with them. A woman's not gonna sleep with you, she don't trust you.
Yeah.
And you know it's men. We smooth with these words. Baby, you know I love you. Girl, come here. Baby, here's a little bit of doubt. This girl fell in love because women deal in emotions. Women are emotional. Men are emotional. But women deal in their emotions. So now she's emotionally tied. You're not a man to degrade a woman because she has children. How does she lose value? How? Where's daddy? Oh, it's the woman's fault. Daddy done talked them panties off of her, gave her all types of promises he could not deliver, but now it's her fault because she got pregnant. But the man's the leader.
Trey, do you need to hear it again?
Nope. I do not. I heard everything he said.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go first, Trey. What do you think?
I hate his fucking glasses.
Boy, where do I start with simps like this?
I want to kick them goddamn headphones off his head.
You know what? We're doomed. I mean, I don't know how else we're doomed. I mean, these guys, man, just come on, brother. I understand where he's coming from, and I do agree. There is a lover boy method. It's referred to as the lover boy method. A lot of guys can, they can sell a dream. I have sold some dreams. I'll be honest, right? It can happen, but at the end of the day, men don't have reproductive rights. I don't care how you want to write that. You can write it as much as you want to. At the end of the day, even my own daughter, I didn't have a choice of whether or not she was coming into this world. I was simply notified. That's how that worked. I was simply notified that a child is coming. Men can talk. Yes, you got some smooth brothers out here that know what to say. And yes, there are some guys who know how to make women feel certain things to get what they want out of her. But for the most part, the true finessers are the women. It's not the men. The true finessers are the women. They know exactly what they're doing. They know what they have. They know the seductive abilities. They know what they're capable of. Nobody's naive. Nobody's gullible here. They know exactly what's going on, especially if you're a man of means. You can talk as smooth as you want to, but if your ass is broken homeless, you ain't getting no box. That's just how that works. So, when you got simps like this, he's trying to perpetuate something it's not really a thing. It's not really a thing. I don't. It sounds good. It really does. It sounds so good, and it you know what I think. I'm gonna end with this. You know what I think, JT? Seriously, JT. I think that when guys say stuff like this, when the camera go off, they go, "I'm gonna get a whole lot of ass off of that." That's what I think they say.
Hell yeah.
I think that's what they say, bro. Like, I think they'd be like, "Yeah, man, I'm finna get all the minutes with this." What I just said. I'll leave it there.
Ooh, let's have over to Anissa. Anissa, what do you say about what the the young man said?
Well, I don't think it was necessarily a complete truth. I think that we do need to look at it differently. I think, if a woman has a child or, maybe two children and, maybe she's divorced or something like that, I don't think a woman like that loses value. I think when women lose their value is, having multiple children out of wedlock by multiple men. I think that's when a woman starts to lose her value. So I think that we should. We know what the ideal is, but we also know that things happen. But I think that this is how I look at it. This is my position on this, and it's going to forever stay that way. Imagine a world where a man said, "I am not ready to be a father. I am not ready for the responsibilities of being a dad. And I have no intentions on marrying any of these women that I'm having sex with or that I'm dating. I know that I don't want to marry them. I know that I do not want them to be the mother of my children. And as a man, I am going to take responsibility for myself." And vice versa. Imagine if women did the same thing. So I am never, ever going to sit up here and agree to this, it's all the woman's fault. I believe that it is twofold. I put equal responsibility on men and women. And again, I said, imagine what we could do if we could get men and women to take accountability for their own reproductive health. That's my position on that, and I stand on it.
All right, we want to welcome Sting to the show. Anton to the show tonight.
What's going on, folks? I'm just getting off of work. I'm actually on my way home right now, and I started listening to the show while still at work. So you hear a little bit of noise in the background. That's me driving on the Garden State Parkway.
Okay.
Straight out of Jersey.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Strong Island.
Jersey is trash.
Bite me, Trey. Bite me, Trey. All right, that's all I gotta say. Or as we like to say here in Jersey, we got 3 words for you: eat a dick.
I lived in Jersey for 2 years. I hated it.
To the situation, what you guys are talking about on the subject. Basically, I was listening to the subject and everything else, and I know people who witnessed this type of stuff that's gone on. And I know someone, a good friend of mine, she was dating a guy who ended up in a situation like that. Her now ex-boyfriend has 2 daughters with an ex. And then right around the time his ex was supposed to get married, they kind of fooled around. She ended up having a baby. She had a child, a son, and I believe he found out about the child being his when the child, I think, was around 4 or 5 years old. So when the child unfortunately had a medical issue, that's how the family found out that the husband wasn't the father. So the ex goes to him, tells him what goes on. He gets tested, finds out. My best friend, she wasn't happy how he found out and everything else, and eventually they ended up breaking up. So yeah, it happens. It happens. I just feel like both sides need to start taking responsibility. Both sides need to understand, don't ever put yourself in a situation that you know you can't get out of. And the best way I can describe it is, and this is come from military sense, too many fuck up to try to unfuck. That's the best way I can put it. And I think the thing is that these young people, young men and young women, need to be spoken to and explained the importance and the responsibility of their bodies when it comes to having sex. You'd be surprised how many kids, how many teenagers will be making mistakes, and sometimes unhealthy and painful mistakes, because no one sat down and explained anything to them. Nobody sat down and gave them the real deal. Everybody tries to sugarcoat it or feel like, well, if they don't say anything or just feel like abstinence is the answer.
Yeah, breaking up.
You're breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, it sounds like
the challenges about the foster system.
You're breaking up, brother.
Yeah, you breaking up, man. Hey, when you get closer to home or get a better connection, man, come on back up, brother. What are your thoughts about it? About the video? Now, for the people who didn't see the video, and asking to see the video, here it is again.
Trusting these men, that's why they sleeping with them. A woman's not gonna sleep with you, she don't trust you.
Yeah.
And you know it's men. We smooth with these words. Baby, you know I love you. Girl, come here. Baby, here's a little bit of doubt. This girl fell in love because women deal in emotions. Women are emotional. Men are emotional. But women deal in their emotions. So now she's emotionally tied. You're not a man to degrade a woman because she has children. How does she lose value? How? Where's daddy? Oh, it's the woman's fault. Daddy done talked them panties off of her, gave her all types of promises he could not deliver, but now it's her fault because she got pregnant. But the man's the leader.
You know what I disagree with? He's taking all accountability off the woman, period.
Every crumb of it.
He's
a fucking grifter. That's what most simps do. It's never the woman's fault.
He's a fucking
and I didn't even address the value part of it. The fact of the matter is that if you're bringing baggage to a situation, you don't have the same value as a woman who doesn't bring any baggage. It's simple as that. There's no need to go deep into this. If I took both women were 28, both were fine, both were attractive, both were in shape, both were intelligent, both were college graduates, except for one had a child and one didn't, who's going to get picked the most? The one without the child. So that automatically infers that she has a lower value. Automatically. So I don't get that concept of, how does she lose her value? She loses value because the child is an extra mouth to feed. I say this all the time. If I take the family out, if I get with you and you have a kid and I take the family out for pizza, do I not pay for your child too? So I just leave your child out of it. No, I pay for everybody. So now that child has now become my responsibility. And I have no genetic, no DNA, no ties, no familial ties to this child at all. But that child is now my responsibility because it came with you. That is a lower value. I don't care how you write it.
Yeah.
I really want to hear what our Payne has to say about this, and then Mr. Bennett can follow up behind our Payne.
Yeah.
Our Payne, what are your thoughts about this?
Yeah, I'm gonna be real short. First of all, every man has just a tip moment. Let me just put the tip in. We all had that moment with a woman before, but that doesn't absolve her from what happens. Like I agree that a man's responsible as well as a woman is once she gets pregnant, but that still doesn't absolve a woman from her agency to be in control of her body. Unless it's a criminal act, a woman has to give you consent to even be in there. So the men charm the pants off a woman, yeah, but she wanted to have sex anyway, for the most part. And so as far as the value situation, it's just really gaslighting. Because anybody with a brain understands that when all things are equal, the woman who's single with no kids is more valuable than a woman who's not, in terms of for marriage and the future. Because most men want their own legacy. The men who don't want their own legacy, they generally don't like to admit it, but they settle because they want the woman more than they want their own legacy. You know, so I think that's how I look at it. I mean, it's not a big deal. I mean, it's a big deal, but it's not something that should be so. We don't have to really put so much analysis on it. You know, it's just straightforward. You give, like Trey said it best. You know, if we put both women side by side, the one with the kid is not as valuable as the one without one from a sexual marketplace standpoint. She might be a great woman, though. But if you have a choice, you're going to get up. You want to go for the great woman with no kid. So I'll leave it there. Not that big of a deal.
Mr. Bennett?
Well, it's two separate questions for me. The first one, the fact that he's essentially acknowledged that women are weak. So should they then be so involved in making these decisions in terms of who they sleep with? I mean, you just basically admitted that they can be swooed and wooed. Now, I used to believe that a lot because there was a phenomena that was going on like in the probably late 90s, early 2000s, where I saw a lot of African brothers, no disrespect to the African dudes, but I saw a lot of African brothers coming here and marrying American women and putting that African charm on these women. Now, oftentimes these guys already had wives back in the country that they came from, but they married the Americans so they could stay here. And then once he got his green card or whatever, then bounced with the American wife and everything was from there. So definitely there was there were some charmers that I saw, but at the same time, I mean, again, woman, you have agency over your body and decisions that you make, and you need to be more mindful of the decisions that you do make. Now, as far as the women having less value, yeah, I think that's intrinsic. That it doesn't mean that you can't marry a woman with children, but just understand, you know, what you're getting. But like Trey said, if you have a choice, all things being equal, the one without the children usually is going to win. So I don't see anything wrong with saying that. And I don't think, you know, but I don't think a woman who has, for whatever reason, whether you be a widow, I mean, it's, again, everything is circumstantial based on the situation. She could be a widow, and he could have been just a bad guy. I mean, there's just a whole bunch of things you're going to have to unravel, but then you're still going to have to make a decision if you want to take that choice on. And if a guy wants to take that choice on, then, you know, that's on him to do so. But he basically said that women are the weaker sex, so to speak. So if that be the case, then why are you then making decisions? Since you seem like you're incapable of using common sense, ration, and all those methods of birth control to prevent you from being pregnant in the first place.
But Mr. Bennett, they say well, hold on now. They say they're the most educated, Mr. Bennett.
I'm a PhD.
Look, they said there's no substitute for common sense. So you could be. I know plenty of very high intelligent, high IQ people who have very low EQ. and I think that's a problem with a lot of, you know, folks. You put so much priority in getting a 4.0 GPA, but just basic human interaction, how to navigate in the world, you know, you have people who are failing that. So at your educational level is not a substitute for EQ and knowing how to navigate in this world. And sometimes parents, they put so much emphasis on the grades, they don't focus on the whole life. That's why a lot of these kids, I mean, colleges for a long time, they're not just going for the 4.0s anymore. They want to know, do you have a balanced resume? Do you have community service? Do you have sports? Do you have other activities to let people know that you're a well-rounded person? But you got a lot of these 4.0 people are very dangerous to themselves and to other people. So your PhD or whatever it is, that's no substitute for that.
Well, Mr. Bennett,
Miss Gina, you got to do it one more time. You got to say it one more time.
I'm a PhD.
You know he got you. You know he got you, Jenny. You know he got you.
But you know what they used to say about you know what they used to say about PhDs, right? You know,
what's that?
Well, everyone knows what BS is.
Yeah.
And MS is more the same, and PhD means piled on higher and deeper. So
wow.
So you never know.
Wow. Mr. Bennett, come on with it now.
Listen, Mr. Bennett, let me ask you a question, man. They always say that men are the ones who lack emotional intelligence. So what is it to say that these women are getting tricked out of their bloomers? You know what I'm saying? Because somebody said sweet nothings into their ear. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry. What repeat the question again? What's the
question is, women always claim that men are not emotional intelligence, but based upon what you said, that's not the case. Is that correct?
Well, again, I'm just stating
wooey.
what he's saying. I mean, he basically said the quiet part out loud, that they are not They do not have the emotional intelligence or the EQ to discern between someone's game when just making just practical decisions like, I'm going to sleep with this person unprotected. So if someone can put that Jedi mind trick on you like that, then again, they say the Jedi mind trick is for the weak-minded. So he's making that claim that essentially they are the weak ones. So I'm just regurgitating
What happened to woman's intuition, Mr. Bennett?
Come on, Lost. You killing us, Lost. Come on now.
It's not
Come
a
on,
real
Mr. Bennett.
thing. It's not a real
Shit is
thing.
in her. She left it in her pocketbook with her gun. That's what
Because what I heard growing up, Lost,
it's a
all women
female
had
fragrance,
intuition. That's what I heard growing up. All women had intuition. So if all women have intuition, then the 75% of baby mamas, they wanted it.
Yeah,
that's what it sounds like to me.
That's what it sounded like to me. They wanted it. They wanted to be like that. But we're gonna let them. Let's let one of these ladies in here. Embrace the grace. Come on, talk to me. What do you think about the simple? I mean, the guy on the video.
The first thing I want to say is this man doesn't know his worth, and he doesn't realize that he hasn't taken the head of the seat at the table. He's still at the kiddie table. I'm always gonna, and I know the ladies are not gonna like me, but I'm always gonna put more blame on the woman than the man for the pregnancy, because we're the ones that carry the damn child. We're the ones that have 34 forms of contraceptives. We're the ones that allow the man to shoot up the club. So at the end of the day, and shout out to my girl Take Heed, I'm gonna share something with you. Okay? Them 2-3 minutes right before you get started, you have a big decision to make. Either wear a condom or not to wear a condom. And a man is not going to put a condom on, most men, if you don't demand him to put the condom on. Okay? Now, we need to be teaching our boys to put condoms on, and we need to be teaching them how to put them on, not just throw a condom at him. I'm not going to share that story tonight of how I dealt with that with my son. But the fact remains is that we have to do better. But at the end of the day, women are the ones that have the ultimate responsibility when it comes to pregnancy. Okay, I'm not saying that men don't. I'm going to give it about 80-20. 80% women, 20% men. But he's a simp. And this is the reason we're in the predicament we're in now. I'm always going to say this. It starts with the men and is going to end with the men. And I digress. My mic is muted.
Embrace the grace. You just said that men should know how to put on a condom. Here's my thing.
Yep.
If you can play Call of Duty, you can play Call of Booty. You know what I'm saying? These kids ain't slow. These folks ain't slow, man. They know.
But some of them don't know. They wear one too tight, it busts. They wear one too big because they think they magnum size. It's too big, it slides off. They fumble with it in the middle of the situation, and sometimes things happen because they don't know how to properly put a condom on.
You can't leave us hanging though. You said
Wait, so
what do you mean?
So if you have a girlfriend who knows how to put it on,
how to bring your
what do you
son
think
up to
about
speed
that?
on?
Well, there was two people. There was Mr. Bennett. What were you asking me?
No, I'm saying you can't leave us hanging. You were talking about how you taught your son this. You put it out there. You just
caught
can't leave us
that?
hanging when there's so much misinformation out there. You could be saving some lives tonight or preventing unwanted lives from coming into the world. So.
Okay, I'm gonna give you the Cliff Notes version. I always called in on my son on his on my lunch break. So I called him, and out of the blue, he comes and tells me, "Mom, I'm ready." And I clenched my pearls, and I already knew what he was about to say. I said, "Ready for what?" He was like, "I'm ready to have sex." And I said, "But I'm not ready." And he was like, "Well, you better get ready, Mom, because I'm 15 years old. COVID set me back a year. I'm ready." I didn't get upset. See, a lot of us parents forget that we were raggedy ass kids and we did our shit when we were teenagers. So instead of going off and cursing him out and locking him up in his room, I called my friend who's, part of the Rainbow Sprinkle community. He goes to the health center every 2 weeks. I said, "Bring me a bag of condoms because they're free."
Boy, hold on. Shit, you scared me for a little bit. Shit, hold on.
No. I said, bring me a bag of condoms. They're free. So I got a cucumber and I got a bag of condoms. I said, look, I can't go. This is where the line stops. Here's a bag of cucumbers. Here's a bag of condoms. Here's the cucumbers. First, practice on the cucumber, then practice on yourself. And that's how it took place. And throughout that experience, I found out that he was a magnum. So I had to give another lesson about big dick energy, that you can't just be going around. Most grown women can't handle that. He has to be careful what he does and who he does it with.
Grace, we don't need to know all that.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does, because he's going to be fucking in it. His father's not there telling him.
We didn't need to know that. We didn't need to know.
Well, I was asked the question, and I'm telling you the story. Okay? I turned everything into a learning moment. I turned everything into a learning moment because my son comes to me and asks me everything.
Her son has the BBC. She just told us her son got the BBC. Y'all not weirded out right now? None of y'all are weirded out right now.
Well, that's the story, and it took him a year. It did take him a year after that because he waited with his girlfriend, and he didn't just do it with anybody. He kind of took my advice and did it with somebody that you know it mattered, and he waited a year. So that's how the story went down.
Grace,
That is so
Grace, hold up, wait a minute.
Much
Grace,
Blame
it on Mr.
Wow. Way
Grace.
too much information.
Grace,
She said she was going to give the
Grace,
version.
you just told the whole world
In front of the millions
and millions
of the world that your son has the BBC.
Then don't.
What you say?
Her son is saying thanks, Mom. Her son is home saying thank you, Mom. Thanks.
Hey, Grace, I didn't know you was that kind of wingman. I might need you. I might need you.
I gotta be. Somebody's gotta be. I took a lot of the lessons that I heard my dad and my uncles and my cousins teach the boys in the family, and that's how I'm doing it. You know, we cannot be bullshitting with these kids because he's gonna be learning from his knucklehead friends or the internet. So I'm gonna give it to him real, and he's gonna hear it from his mama. Okay? But it took him a year to finally do what he did. He did it the right way with a girlfriend that made him wait a whole year. It wasn't with just random chick, you know?
The question
And
is,
that's
did he learn how to put it on with one hand?
I didn't ask him that, okay? But you know.
Hey, JT, tell him that's expert level.
And I did tell him never use a condom from a female. Bring your own. Flush it all the time. Don't throw it in the trash can. Flush it. And do not trust no condom from a female because they put pinholes in them.
Tell him to pinch the tip.
I'm tied in a knot.
Exactly.
Yes, I told him to tie a knot and flush it. Don't put it in the trash can. Don't
carry
what happened to Drake.
Did you get him some small bottles of Tabasco sauce just in case?
No, Trey.
I'm trying to help you out, Grace. I'm trying to listen.
I'm gonna go get me another glass of wine because y'all stressing me out right now. Anissa, I need you right now.
Grace, you started.
No, y'all asked me a question, okay?
That was Mr.
I was trying to skip over all that, but y'all rewinded it.
You drinking a white or a red, Grace? What you drinking over?
A red.
No wonder you loose. Okay, I got it.
Oh my God, man, it is so good.
So let me ask. Mr. Bennett has talked about it. JT, what are your thoughts about the simpleton on the video?
Simpleton.
Oh yeah, I did. I have done a show on him. A couple of dudes did a show on him. I did some research on him, and matter of fact, the show I did was the show with him and Anton.
Yeah, I didn't see the one with him and Anton. I seen him.
Anton.
Oh no, right. He was on Hardly Initiated, right?
Yep. He was with them.
Anton crashed the show. Yeah. So I remember him saying if a wife is working, that's the weakest man in the fucking world.
Yep.
If your wife go to a job every day, you're a weak ass individual and you should not be married.
You should not be married. He said if you was doing 50-50, you're a weak ass man. He had a couple of things. He's worse than Derek Jackson. He's trying to be in that you know, that notoriety,
Yeah, he about 5'3", got a big mouth.
Yeah, little bitty ass. What they call that dude? Sammy Sam.
Yeah, he's just a little smurf.
Rooting his, tooting his ass. I don't like him at all. Right. I ain't never. You know, it's hard for me to say I don't like somebody that I ain't never met. That motherfucker right there, I don't like him at all. I think it's just because how he was talking to Anton. It was just the fact that he had the vitriol for a brother that didn't even have vitriol for him. So when I seen that, I said he's just trying to make a man look, you know. And Anton was more of a caller. That's all. He came in as a caller. He wasn't even on the show. He just came in as a caller. And when I heard that dude, I had to go look at his videos. I said, this motherfucker here.
I'm guessing he's worse than Tavis Smiley. I mean, not Tavis Smiley. He's worse than what's his name? Kevin. What's his name? Oh God.
Derek Jackson.
You talking about Derek Jackson?
No, not Derek Jackson.
Ace Metaphor.
Oh shit. Nah. Kevin. What's his name?
Simpson that.
Kevin, what's his name? Kevin, he just passed away.
Kevin Samuels?
Yes, thank you. Damn, I had a brain fart.
Yeah, of course he is, man. No, Kevin.
Well, this guy ain't nowhere near Kevin Samuels.
He ain't nowhere.
This guy's
he's
not
the
on Kevin's
opposite
level at all.
He's the opposite of Kevin Samuels. He's the opposite of Kevin Samuels. That motherfucker there he is Derek Jackson
3.0.
And he's like Derek Jackson. And what's the other dude that we did? Because Black Man, remember, we did a show on that other guy too. And you went off on his ass. And I fucked that shit out.
What's his name? I can't think.
Somebody just mentioned his name. Somebody just mentioned his name.
Ace
Metaphor.
Hey,
Dude,
hey, JT, I got kicked out of Ace Metaphors live one time. He kicked me out.
You with it? I already know.
You know why?
If you was being Trey, I already know how that went.
Bro, I was in there frying him. He booted me, bro.
Yeah, man. They don't want no smoke because he was on Harley Initiated one night, but he got his ass handed to him too by what's the guy's name?
He got his what handed to him?
He got his ass handed to him.
Yeah, we've been hanging around each other too damn much, Black Man.
I can't believe it.
JT, we way too comfortable.
I'm talking about lost.
Obsidian.
Was it Obsidian?
It had
Obsidian,
to be.
yeah.
Might have been.
I remember him doing it. Yeah,
but Ace Metaphor, he is trash. And he bring on trash ass females, and he's promoting, the threesomes, the like he's promoting everything that's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then he say he's an expert in relationships, but he's not in one.
Yeah.
It's just
I don't know what people think about her, but 60 God has turned his show out, man, one day.
She really did.
Was tripping me out.
She's 60 Goddess. She's like the character. It's like 60 Goddess to me. I look at her like a JP or what's the other? Fatty. All of them. I don't have a problem because I just listen to her. I ain't trying to have no goddamn conversation with her ass. And she entertaining. That's all. They,
I watch a show on mute though.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But yeah, they're scared to come because I tagged him, man. I tagged Ace Metaphor into the video we did on him, and Black Man went in his ass. Pause. And
pause.
Come on,
my goodness,
he did a little short video, but he didn't really say nothing.
Anissa, come on, stop all that laughing at me, Anissa. Now, goddamn it.
I need some wine in this. I said the wrong thing too.
But you know what? I want. This is the last video tonight, and then we'll just open it up for conversation. But this last video is of the guy that you see on the thumbnail, Jeremy Anderson. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Jeremy.
Nah, not really.
Yeah, Jeremy is a huge motivational speaker. Huge. He's up there with the what's the white guy's name? That was on Oprah.
Robbins. Tony Robbins.
Yeah, he's up there with him. He's done a few openings for Tony. He's done a few openings for the what's the preacher guy's name? They call him the hip hop preacher. Yeah, he big in the
Eric something.
He opens for him a lot. And now he's got people opening for him because he's blown up. And so he's out, and he's also a pastor, a preacher. And so he got up and said these words, and I want you to listen to how the crowd responded to him. You see the title, but I'm going to let you guys hear how he said it. This is just, we'll see how women listen to these men. I just don't understand.
Said, how you deal with my daughter is how I'm gonna deal with you. So I just really be at a point now where I'll be like, Trey, I'm just playing, girl. I ain't tripping. I just realized something, man. The only time me and my girl ever really bump our heads and get upset is if I see her stressed about something. I don't respond to that well, and I gotta get better. I be like, babe, you ain't gotta, why you gotta think like that? Like, and I be ready to wanna fix stuff, because I'm just like, I don't wanna ever see her in distress. So God was like, so you need to govern your mouth. Because she a black woman in America. She's already not valued and honored. So if she does come home with the attitude, then you need to be strong enough and long enough to love her and encourage her and play it cool, as opposed to wanting to go back and forth and tick for tack because you're trying to beat your chest. Just realize she's having a rough day. Can you be her teddy bear and her punching bag? I promise you, like, the anointing that God has on me, it don't come from nothing but my wife and her covering and how I'm having to grow and change and learn and evolve on this path to prosperity. God told me, he said, how you deal with my daughter is how I'm going to deal with you.
Gentlemen, ladies, I'm going to let the ladies go first. Anissa, I know you probably like that, so can you tell me what your thoughts about it?
Not me. Go ahead. Go to Embrace. I think I need to see it one more time so I get the full.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you get the full thrust.
God told me that how you deal with my daughter is how I'm going to deal with you. Really be at a point now where I'll be like, Trey, I'm just playing. God told me, he said, how you deal with my daughter is how I'm going to deal with you. So I just really be at a point now where I'll be like, Trey, I'm just playing, girl. I ain't tripping. I just realized something, man. The only time me and my girl ever really bump our heads and get upset is if I see her stressed about something. I don't respond to that well, and I gotta get better. I be like, babe, you ain't gotta, why you gotta think like that? Like, and I be ready to wanna fix stuff, because I'm just like, I don't wanna ever see her in distress. So God was like, so you need to govern your mouth. Because she a black woman in America. She's already not valued and honored. So if she does come home with the attitude, then you need to be strong enough and long enough to love her and encourage her and play it cool, as opposed to wanting to go back and forth and tick for tack because you're trying to beat your chest. Just realize she's having a rough day. Can you be her teddy bear and her punching bag? I promise you, like, the anointing that God has on me, it don't come from nothing but my wife and her covering and how I'm having to grow and change and learn and evolve on this path to prosperity. God.
He said her covering, not his. But I know I'm not the only one that heard that, but we'll go. Yeah. Anissa, are you ready, honey? Did it make you tingle a little bit inside?
Especially when he said long enough.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Listen, I think I got where he was coming from, on this video. Just like you men always say that women are supposed to be your peace, no matter what she's going through, no matter what her day is like, no matter how hard she's worked or what problems she's had with the kids, she's supposed to create an environment for peace and be peace for you. And I think that's where he was coming from. He does not want to see his wife in distress, because he is the head. He is the covering for her. And as the covering, you want to I think a man that covers his wife wants to make things as smooth as possible for her. And he is correct. When you say that you have a wife, God is watching how you handle her. He's watching how you talk to her. He's watching how you treat her. He's watching how you lead her and cover her and protect. He's watching all of that. So he does have a great responsibility. And what he's saying is the kind of husband he is he wants to alleviate as much stress as he can, and distress for her, as he possibly can. I personally don't see anything wrong with that. Now, I don't think any man should be a punching bag for a woman. I think that we as women have to be accountable for that. You know, no matter what we're going through or how hard the day is, no one has a right to beat up on their spouse. So nobody should be a punching bag for their spouse. But I understand him wanting to be a comforting spot for her, when she comes home from a hard day. So that's how I took it, and I get his point on that. I don't think that's simping at all.
Oh my goodness. I want to get the reverse of you. Trey, what do you say to what Anissa said and what the video says, sir?
Somebody gonna have to show me in the Bible where it says that God says it's okay for me to be a punching bag for anybody.
I know that's right.
Pretty sure
I
it
know
doesn't
that's
say that.
right.
So, look, I don't necessarily disagree with wanting to take care of your lady when she has a rough day. I don't have any problems with that. I really don't. Your lady's been out, she's been working, you want to rub her back and rub her shoulders and cook her dinner, run her a bath because she had a rough day. That's your wife. I have no issues with that at all. None. I have an issue where it comes off as though you're weak and inferior rather than you just taking care of your wife. The way he made it sound as though he's beneath her. That's how it came off. Not in a sense of I'm taking care of her because that's my responsibility. That's my duty to make sure that my wife is good. This idea that she's not going to get distressed, of course she is. She's human. It's going to happen to everybody. The only time we bump heads is when she's in distress. BS. I don't believe that. What about when you cause the distress, sir? How about that? So, listen, take care of your wife. That she's supposed to be special, right? That's the whole reason you married her. I have no issue with that. The way you speak to her is supposed to be different. She's your wife. I don't have no problems with none of that until it looks like she's steering the boat. That's what it looks. That's what it sounds like to me. She's in charge. He's talking about her covering. I don't remember that part. Been to a bunch of weddings. Don't remember that part.
He said when I'm under her covering. That's what he said.
Yeah, that's what he said. So I don't remember that part. But this whole punching bag thing. Listen, I'm not a punching bag for anybody. This punching bag punches back hard. So I don't play that game. But taking care of your wife, I am all for. And I'll be quite honest with you. I don't think that enough men take care of their wife enough. I don't think they do enough. That's just my personal opinion. Doesn't make it right or wrong. Just my personal opinion. When I look at it, I think a lot of guys aren't taking care of their wives from that aspect, especially if she is working. You don't rub her back enough. You don't take care of her enough. You don't run her enough baths, right? I think we're not utilizing the reciprocity principle. We're expecting it from her, but we're not giving it back giving it back. So I can understand it, but this idea that I have to put myself in a subservient, inferior position to get that is utterly ridiculous.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I mean, I can speak from my perspective. Like, my wife's having a rough day. I'll just sit there and listen. I'll let her just whatever it is that's on her mind. I'll give her the floor. I'll give her the table and just listen. And at times, that's all she needs. It's just for someone to listen. That's it. I mean, there are times when she's having a rough day. When she comes home, I'll listen. Things like that. My daughter, if she's having a tough time, I'll listen to her too. Little things like that. Sometimes it's just best to be a concerned ear to our loved ones, to our spouses, than be a punching bag. We don't need to be a punching bag. I'm not expecting my wife to be I'm not looking at my wife to be my punching bag. So why should I be her punching bag?
Right. He said, even though she comes in with an attitude, she come in the wrong way. Can you be her teddy bear and her punching bag?
Teddy bear, yes. Punching bag, nah.
Mr. Bennett?
Well, I definitely agree with the point where he said you do not match energy. So if she's coming in emotional, I think you have to be a bit stoic. I think you have to pull back. You don't throw gas on a fire. So whether it be my wife or my daughter. I got one of those who's like, yeah, I got to let her speak and get it off her mind, and then ask, do you want me to respond, or you just need me to listen?
Right.
And I'll let her guide that. I'll let her guide that conversation. As far as being a punching bag, I didn't take it as that hard because again, you know your wife and you know your kids, and you know when something's directed at you or where it's coming from something else. So as long as it's not coming at me, I can take some punches. All right. Not saying that, you have a right to call me everything, call me out my name or that sort of thing. But I do understand that, sometimes when you're venting, you can give them that space to get it out. So I didn't take necessarily as much offense to the punching bag thing, especially when I know it's not directed at me, and I can see that kind of when they come in that something else is going on. So let them get it out. But yeah, the tone that I have here now is typically the tone that I have when someone is having a day of it, and I just say, okay, are we done? And if we're not, then no, I'll let you speak. Or do you want a vent, or do you want a solution? Are you asking me for my advice, or are you asking, or you just want to you just want to vent? If you want to vent as long as you want to. And then I just kind of leave it there. But more times than not, we're able to kind of get to the root of the problem, and any advice or that I can give them to how to get around that, and then we can get to the loving part, or sometimes it's just get it out and we do the huggy thing and all that. But yeah, I think, but you do not match energy with a woman unless she's emotional. I just don't think I should need to do that.
Wow. Thank you, Mr. Ben. I appreciate that. We're going to hop up to Embrace the Grace.
Okay. First of all, I have to agree with Mr. Bennett. If I come in home from work with a firecracker attitude, I don't expect my man to match my energy. I need him to be the voice of reason and calm down and vent. But I don't expect nobody to be nobody's punching bag. That's simple. I'm not his punching bag, and you're not my punching bag. We can talk. You can pour me a glass of wine. Let me get it all out. And every time I do talk to somebody, I do expect feedback or some type of solution, because I want to learn and see where I can do better. Because again, we deal in our emotions. Men deal with logic. And I've learned not to make life-altering decisions based on an emotional status. And a lot of us women tend to do that. We alter our lives making life-altering decisions because we're emotional. We need to learn to take 24-hour cooling periods. But he made it seem like he wasn't the head of household, her covering. No, it doesn't work like that. You're under his covering. But women get it twisted nowadays, and I don't know how we got so lost in the sauce with this concept. But at the end of the day, nobody's punching bag. You come in from work, you vent, you let it all out, and then you keep it moving. But you don't continue to accept, bad behavior and be there for each other. And Mr. Ben is right. Trey said it. We're not there for each other enough. We're so worried about everything else, the kids, the dog, the bills, life, practice, baseball games, basketball games. A lot of married couples don't take the time to put into each other. And that's an issue, because when the kids leave, the dog died, the fish is floating on the top of the fish tank. It's only you and him that are there left. Now what? Now you want to talk? Now you want to sit and have some lemonade and chill? We don't even know each other. But at the end of the day, we just have to respect each other and love each other. I digress. My mic is muted.
All right. Well, I want to get Miss Jenny in here. Miss Jenny.
I'm a PhD.
I told you, Jenny. I told you.
You've been immortalized.
Don't disappear. Come on back, Miss Jenny.
Miss Jenny, what are your thoughts?
Okay, so a lot of the thoughts going on from the last video and this video. But with this video, This is my first time seeing this guy, being formally introduced to him, and I can already say that he's off the table as someone I would listen to. 3 strikes and you're out. Strike number 1 was God told me. That's always a red flag. Strike number 2 was Black women are like the most oppressed in society, giving that kind of impression. That was strike number 2. And then strike number 3 was anyone who uses the phrase "the anointing" is always a crackpot. So hearing those things, and then as a bonus point, just the cherry on top was that he's wearing jeans in church, so he looks like a fool. And so I can tell that
she got me dying over here.
Man, me too, boy.
Should he be killing it? I'm telling you.
There was a minister. I remember there was a minister here in Jersey some time back. Would actually preach in jeans and Timbs and everything else on Sunday. I never attended his church, but I heard stories about him. And
let her finish, man. Let her finish cooking, man. Are you done, Jack?
My bad. I apologize.
No, it's okay. So it just feels too casual for me. You know, if you're a first-time visitor, then that's okay. But especially being that you're the speaker, you're the pastor, I think you're just too casual. You know, you wouldn't dress that way for an interview, so why would you dress that way for the God of all creation? You know, people have different opinions about that. That's just mine. And so, yeah, the whole thing, it was cringy to me. It felt very modern, pandery. It didn't feel like he was taking the word of God seriously. It felt like he was doing it for sound bites and clicks and to pander. And one thing about God is that he hates partiality. And so for him to make that ignorant statement about, you know, oh, well, she's a Black woman, so I should have extra grace for her, as if being a Black woman is harder than being any other group. And so, you know, I just think that people get up there and they turn the truth of God into a lie, and they make a mockery of the Bible and of God, and it's gross. And so hearing that and hearing how he's using his platform, it's a sham. And so, yeah, the stuff that you guys have already said, you know, that goes along right with it. But just by those things alone, how he's dressed and the buzzwords that he's using, you know, trying to tickle the ears of his female listeners, because I'm sure his church is predominantly Black women. And so he knows where he's trying to, you know, not bite the hand that feeds him. And so it just feels pandery and gross. So yeah, definitely not someone I would listen to.
Yep. And Jenny, one more thing before we move on to the next person. What were your thoughts when he said, "When I'm under her covering"?
I didn't even catch that until y'all had said that. I thought he just said, I because it was moving kind of fast, so I couldn't really pick up everything. But yeah, I mean, that's strange. Why would the husband? Oh, another thing that he said that I did catch that I thought was strange was that he said "my girl." So it's like, why would you refer to your wife as your girl? Or God forbid, he's living with someone that's not his wife and he's a pastor of a church. And so that was weird. You know, I would be offended if my husband called me his girl. And it's like, I'm not your girl, I'm your wife, for Pete's sake. You know, like when people call each other, "Oh, this is my partner." What? You know, I think that wording is just strange. But so yeah, it is weird that he said that he was under her covering. But you know, he probably is under her covering. You know, he probably took, you know, he probably took her last name. You know,
and he didn't hyphenate it either.
Right.
Man,
Jenny, you something different, man.
Yeah, she different tonight, boy. Oh,
Let me tell you something, Miss Jenny is the villain we didn't know we needed. You know what I'm saying? She come in the chat.
She's being incognito about it. That's why.
Coming in like Darth Vader on them.
Yeah, she being incognito. That's why.
I've seen her on some panels where they did not know how to take her. They were just like, "What the fuck did she just say?"
And for Jeremy Anderson, I want to give you guys a look inside what his family. I have a family picture of him and his wife and his children. That's them right there. It's kind of blurry, but it's supposed to be because The devil never comes out right.
Yes,
Wow.
But yeah, so that's him and his family right there. I mean, you know,
the collection plate was right on that little couch they had back there too. That's
well, you can hear the women though. When he said that, the women went nuts.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what I could appreciate? There's a pastor who just lost his wife. He's pretty young. His wife died of breast cancer. I think he's like 41, 42. And him and his wife was married for 20 years. And she passed away suddenly from her breast cancer.
Wow.
He got up from it. Yeah. And it's been like 5 months since she passed away. He got up. I'm gonna find this clip and play it for Barbershop Friday. He got up in front of the church. He said, "Hey y'all, I just want to say something. I lost my wife. Yes, it's been 5 months." He said, "But if y'all thinking he said, I've seen an influx of women in here, and I think that y'all think I won't any of you." He said, I'm gonna put it to you like this morning. If you think you coming here to get a husband, you not. I don't want none of you. Stay out of my DM.
I remember that.
He started calling them out. Stay out of my DMs. Stop emailing me. Stop texting me personal stuff. He said, if you keep doing it, I'm gonna report you to the laws, and we can handle it the legal way. He said, do not.
Wow.
You know what they used to do back in
I
the
was
day,
like,
though?
damn.
They used to bring food to the house.
Bring them on plate. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You're like, yeah.
Yeah, well, back
lay
then, you know,
hands
the
on the
pastor had
pastor.
a gold ring on every finger. They be in there. They use those rings to hold on to the headboard while they fucking your wife. But
Jody's home.
Jody, yeah.
That's the girl and gone.
Bartholomew then lit her up. But yeah, Miss Jenny, thank you so much for that. That is beautiful. You know, you really do.
I'm a PhD.
So, for your insight, I appreciate that. And Art Payne, what are your thoughts about this guy who's running rampant? Because think about it, Megan Good's husband 4 months ago said that the man is not the prize. Eve was the person that God favored over Adam. Adam was not the true leader, but Eve was. So that's what he was preaching about 4 months ago. And I'm starting to look for these people in the audience who's going to go snatch the mic out of his hand and correct him, instead of allowing these people to just say this shit. Just get up. Excuse me, sir. Give me the damn microphone. You just grab that motherfucker and be like, "Hey guys, he's a liar. Get your Bibles out and let's see if we can find anything he just said in there, and it won't be in there."
Yeah,
There's nothing. See, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I that's what I was. Man, listen, I told my wife the same thing. I said he said about the punching bag. No, the Bible says a good woman, a wholesome woman, a motivating woman is a crown to her husband's head. But a woman who complains, a woman who is mean, a woman who is deceitful is cancer to his bones. So the Bible is telling us that that woman is not good for you if she's quarrelsome. She trying to use you as a punching bag. Hell no. Who pissed you off? Because that's not right. Don't go to work and let them piss you off. Then you come home, Benjamin, and piss your ass off at work, or your mama didn't piss you off, or one of your siblings, and then you come home and you put that shit on me. That's not fair, because you wouldn't want me to go to work, get pissed off, come home and deal with you.
Get all liquored up and start beating them folks, you know what I'm saying? Like that.
Yeah, come in. Come in.
Back in
think
the day,
about it,
you know?
turn off the trash and I come in the door. I done stopped by the bar and gotta hit a couple of them shots. And then I come in and she say, "How was your day?" Don't ask me about my day.
Tell me what my day is. Help.
You know. Come on, man. Did you hear what I said?
Did you hear what I said?
But you know, hey, that's just, I'm just saying. You know, I think it should I think it was Anissa that said it. I think there should be a balance, man. I don't think nobody should be a punching bag. I think if you have something coming on, you come on in the house and be like, "Hey, baby, I need to talk to you. I had a pretty rough day today. What happened, baby? This happened, my mom or whatever, the job, whatever." But don't come in and you just allow. This man is basically saying you allowed to just come in and verbally beat your damn husband to death. Hell no. And I'm not going to embrace. I'm not going to match your energy, like alluding to what Mr. Bennett said. I'm not going to match your energy, but damn.
You told Harpo to beat me. That's exactly what that is.
My life.
And just to add to that also, I mean, if it's really out of control, I simply said this conversation ends. I will walk out the room and say, look, when you're ready to have a conversation, then come see me later. But this conversation's over. So I'm just saying, it's never gotten to that, but if it did get to a point where I found it too much or abusive, then yeah. And until you can have a rational conversation, you can go or I'll leave or whatever. But we're not continuing this. So again, you can walk away from the conversation also. But again,
There's time.
match the energy though.
There are times when, like, if my wife gets to that point, I just say 3 words: Echo, Oscar, Charlie, and the conversation, and just walk off. Put my headphones on and just go about my business.
Yeah.
You know?
It's nothing a booty rub can't fix. It's simple. Little lay down.
And that's what I told R-Pain. He got to eat some ass, but he don't want to do it. Okay, go ahead,
So,
R-Pain.
so listen. The point is, I mean, I think we all said a little piece. The thing with my wife, you know, I didn't mind being her piece. Like I said, I've said this many a time. That too. So I you know, the point is that, you know, I took pride in the fact that she don't have to have the burdens of the world on her shoulders. But it's not upside down. I'm her covering. It's never going to be the other way around. So, and that's basically it. So, but as far as all the rest of the stuff he's saying, he was just pandering, man. You could just tell when a guy's pandering. And, you know, so I didn't give it much thought. You know, he's just trying to make money, you know, and that's it. And women like to hear it. I mean, the other horse shit that I get into with my sister is that black women are the most, you know, they're the most coddled women in the whole goddamn world, man. Nobody's coddled more than black women. Nobody. You know, they cornered their own phrase. Nobody's gonna check me, boo. Look how many goddamn freaking mayors around here beating the shit out of people, man.
You ain't gonna just stop. What they say?
Yeah, but they coined that phrase. Nobody gonna check me, boo. Right? Look, we got a vice president. She's black when she wants to be, and she's Asian when she suits her. Come on,
R-Pain,
black women, y'all the
I'll make you famous.
Black girl magic is turning into like a curse word.
Hey,
and shit.
hey,
Let's just stop it.
hey, black man, put the screen back on him. This time, R-Pain say, "Who gonna check me, boo?"
Yeah. Who gonna check? Go ahead.
Who's gonna check me, boo?
No. Who gonna check me, boo?
What the hell you want me to say? Who's gonna check me, boo? That's it, man. I said it.
Oh my God.
I'm trying to make you famous, R-Pain. I'm trying to make you famous.
Let me just land there. I just say that, you know, I can't stand when black women say that shit, man. I really can't, because they get away with murder, man. Everywhere. You know, so just stop it. You know, and let me just land it there, man. So this guy, man, he just pissed me off with that. And his opening line was just more than I could handle. Shit.
I remember a couple years back when I was.
Hey, Jimmy's funny.
Wow,
Jimmy's funny, bro.
I remember a couple years. I remember a couple years back, and I was doing Uber, and I picked up these 2 sisters, and I was taking them, and we were just talking about, you know, certain things about, you know, black relationships, marriage, things of that nature. And one of the ladies was talking about, well, Beyonce could do whatever she wants. No one keeps her in check. It's like, yeah, she do have to answer to somebody. His name is Sean Carter, her husband. So if you think she running that marriage, both of them are in charge. He holds her accountable. She holds him accountable. That's how it works. And I always tell a lot of these women, and I tell these women, if you don't let a man hold you accountable for your actions, you ain't never gonna have a man. Plain and simple. Because if I mess up, I gotta hear from my wife. If she mess up, she gotta hear from me.
But just remember, I mean, in order to hold somebody accountable, you have to be in a position of authority. You have to be able to enforce some sort of consequence. A lot of times we get on these panels and we're on these YouTube airwaves, we're talking about accountability when we should be technically talking about responsibility. What we're really talking about is responsibility. Who's responsible for what? Listen, I can't enforce any kind of accountability on Mr. Bennett because I can't punish him for anything. There are no consequences. I can only place responsibility on him. So when these guys are in these relationships, if the consequence isn't, I'm going to walk away and leave you, you cannot hold her accountable. And the issue with a lot of these men is that they will not walk away from women. They won't leave them. So you can't hold her accountable because she know you're not going nowhere.
Is this a true statement, guys? What Shahrazad
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Every group has been examined except for the black woman in America. Yes, absolutely. She has it in both the books, the Understanding the Black Man and Understanding the Black Woman. She has that statement in both the books. And in her little soliloquies that she got on a couple of these YouTube channels.
Well, before we get Reverend Lost in here, Anissa, what are your thoughts about what Sister Ali said? Everyone has been examined except the melanated sisters.
I don't agree with her.
You're the president of the sisterhood. Come on now.
Do you think white women have been examined like black women have been?
Oh yes,
yes, absolutely.
The feminists.
All these
How you got the whole
Karens
thing about the feminist shit?
Do you think they, to the same extent, the things that they get away with?
Yeah. They get away with all that shit. You know how? Because they ass get put on blast.
Hold on, Jenny. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, Jenny. When I put it up there, do your move. You ready? Here we go.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Anissa. I'm sorry. I understand. Jenny's crazy, man. Jenny is crazy.
No, I don't agree with that statement. I don't think that white women have been examined like that. I mean, their men don't come on platforms like this and talk about their women the way that black men
Actually, they're worse than we are.
Yes,
they are much worse. They are much harsher. They're much.
I haven't seen it.
I know. That's why I'm telling you, because I've seen it.
Yeah,
they are much worse on their women. They are much harsher on their women than we are. Trust me.
If you ask them, Anissa, they would tell you.
This barbecue shit.
Listen, Anissa, on some real shit, I have seen them go in on their women, like go in, and like if every other word wasn't a whore or a cunt bag or something like, I mean, they have seen them go in.
What's the other one? Fire crouch.
I have never seen
squat pisser.
What's the white guy that's red pill with the bald head that wear the shades with the long gray beard?
I know what you're talking about.
I know exactly
what
you're talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
He told one lady on the line, he said, "You just a funky bitch. You just a funky bitch. Nobody wants you. You're a fucking slut. You've had sex with 1,000 men. You're nothing." I'm like, damn.
What's his name? Likas? Tom Likas? Tom Likas used to go in, bro. And Nisa, Tom Likas was a big fat white guy. He used to go in on them.
Man. See, that's the problem with a lot of people that's stuck in one way, because you don't know these platforms that be on here. Man, we ain't talking. We small. I'm talking about we like.
Look at this.
Hey, black man, put that. I was just gonna say, put that up. Yeah.
Look at
they
Roro.
got a hell of a movement.
They are horrible. I've dealt with it. Baby, please, black men are kittens compared to white men.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Anissa, let me tell you something. When you go to other countries, women from other countries will tell you that black men are far more respectful to women than white men are. They'll tell you that.
Yep.
White men, listen to me. I don't work with them when I was in the military. They are savages.
Yes, that is true.
I have seen them say and do things to women and go, I could never. I'd be under the jail if I did that. They are savages, bro. I know you just haven't seen it, Lisa. That's why
if you get out of line,
that's why we
just haven't seen it.
You know what, Trey? I work downtown Dallas, bro. I'm in the city, in the heart of the city, right there, and I'm seeing people every day. And you know how people go into parking garages and shit? Rich white men pulling in they BMWs or they fucking Teslas, and somebody in front of them in a lesser car, or it could be a woman trying to put the number in, trying to get the damn gate to open. You hear him out the window, you fucking cut, move that piece of fucking child away, you bitch. Set your ass out of the fucking car, whore. I'm telling you, that's how they talk. Next time it happens,
terrible.
Bro.
They're
They
terrible.
are terrible, bro. They will cut your ass out. They don't give a fuck. They don't care.
Yes, I mean, Trey and I saw it from our time in the service, and we sitting there like, damn, what the fuck?
Man,
like these white guys be going in hard. Like, I'm like, you sitting there in shock, like, yo, I can't get away with half this nonsense with my parents. Jokers be going in like they don't care,
and they say anything.
Yep,
Becky, shut your fucking trap before I make you dig your own fucking grave and put you in.
But no.
I'm telling you, that's how they talk to him. I'm telling you, that's how they talk to him. Stacy,
Uh-huh.
go get the fucking kids from your mother's house, bring them back over here, put them in the fucking bed, shut your mouth.
Anissa, one time I was with this, you know, they have like little barbecues, right? Little barbecues. And this white couple got into an argument. And I swear to God, this man said, listen, you can get as mad as you want. I'm still going to fuck your cousin in the morning. And all of us was like, when I tell you he didn't care. He didn't care. He was like, I don't care what you do. He's like, I'm going to your cousin's house in the morning, and I'm gonna fuck her in the morning. Nothing you can do about it. You're not gonna leave me. You're a cunt. You're this. You're that. We were all just like, what is going on?
Look,
Listen,
and people be thinking,
compared to us, I am as close as me. I am as close as y'all gonna get. I'm horrible. They are 10 times worse than I am when it comes to the way they talk to women.
And contrary to what people believe, Fresh and Fit is a white platform. I don't give a fuck how they look. They are a white platform. I don't care what anybody say. If you go over there, you see how they talk to them women like they ain't shit.
Man.
They would talk to them. They would talk to them like.
Well, but to be fair, they ain't shit though. To be fair.
Well, look, that's what I'm saying. Because
no.
There's a thing. They've had probably about out of all of the women they had.
I watched it last night. They had two chicks from Brazil.
I saw
the one Brazilian chick said that men and women are equal.
Yep.
And she meant it. She was dead serious.
With a straight face.
Like it was nothing. And I'm like, there's no way.
And now this the craziest thing. They be coming from all over the world. They got all kind of accents.
Do you see Alyssa's face? And Alyssa said, well, what do you do? Well, yeah, she's right. She's right.
I didn't say that.
Anissa, you think men and women are equal?
No, I don't think that we're equal. Now, I think in God's eyes, I don't think He makes a distinction. We're all
that's a lie.
How not? He made y'all from us. How did He not make it?
I understand that, but if I sin and you sin, is there a difference between yours and mine? No.
So that makes us equal because we all sin the same. That makes us
Adam had
equal.
to take Eve's sin, and he got more blame for it than she did.
Yeah. Yep. He was like, didn't I tell your bitch ass not to?
But if I sin and you sin, He's not going to say, well, because Anissa, you're a female, I'm not going to hold you accountable for your sin because you're a female. That's not true. So in His eyes, He loves us the same. He holds us accountable the same. Our sin is weighted the same. There's no difference there. It's all level at the cross. That's what I understand as far as society is concerned, that most men do not think that men are.
God seen us different because he said the only way that you can come in this motherfucker is through a woman. That's what he told everybody. The only way you get in this motherfucker is through a woman. So He cannot be looking at us both the same.
He loves all of us. He doesn't love you more because you're a man.
I don't believe that either. I don't believe that.
He does not hold my sin greater than yours because I'm a woman.
As much as I've been,
can I? Are you
Let's be honest. He does not.
Okay, but can I ask this
know.
question?
That's not
Are you telling me
biblical.
you're telling me that a guy who was a murderer and we're the same?
What I'm saying is, if I commit a murder and you commit a murder, Trey, God is
No,
not
no,
going to
but I
say
didn't. But I did. We're both sinners, but I didn't.
sin is sin to God. Sin is sin to God.
Nah,
So
I
if
don't, I
I
don't believe
commit a
that. I don't
murder,
believe that.
Oh,
I don't
commit
all
a
believe that.
sin is
murder,
not equal.
is he going to
I
look
There's
at
don't.
me
I
levels
don't.
to sin.
I believe there's levels to sin. I believe that everybody's gonna get judged accordingly to the amount of sin that they committed while they were down here. Because
So
if
let
we
me
all had free
answer
will,
this.
then that means that you had choices that you could have made.
If I commit a murder and you commit a murder, how does he look at that differently?
Right, but that is the same. But I'm saying if you and I,
So there's no
if you,
difference when it comes to that, whether you're a man or a woman. That's what I'm saying.
okay,
He
but
holds
what
us
if
accountable
okay,
for
but
the same thing.
so you're saying if the crime is the same, then we're going to be judged the same. Is
There's
that what
no
you're
difference
saying?
whether you're a man or a woman.
No, that ain't what he
But
was saying though. That's a
but
different
that's not what
argument.
I'm saying. I'm saying you're saying
Oh,
that
okay.
all sin is equal.
Hold on a
I
second.
disagree. I think there's levels to it.
Yeah, you
There's
know
no
what?
way. There's
Like,
no way you can treat me the same as a person who, like me and Charlie Manson, are not the same. Me and Jeffrey Dahmer are not the same.
Yeah.
But she's
you know what?
arguing a
Though,
different
Trey?
point.
Yeah. So, Mr. Real quick, somebody
Yeah,
was
I'm
talking.
saying something different from Trey, what Trey's saying.
Yeah. Like when somebody was saying the same thing about the whole sex thing, Trey. They were saying to me personally that when a man go out and have sex with a lot of women, and women do it, what's the difference? And I'm sitting here, and I'm moved to do this analogy. All right, let's just say this is a penis, and this penis goes to work. And when this penis gets done, you just wipe that motherfucker off, dry it off, keep going. Right now, let's say this hole here where the water is the vagina. And Trey comes by at 10 o'clock tomorrow and does this, stick his penis in it. JT come by, stick his penis in it.
Oh, not at the Trey.
Our Payne come by, stick his penis in it. Now, let me ask you a question. Would you drink this water, Anissa?
No, I wouldn't drink it. No, I wouldn't.
That's why men don't want women with a lot of bodies.
Yeah.
That is the difference.
And I would agree with that. I would totally agree with that. I wouldn't have a problem with that. I get that. I get that.
I just want to make note that JT went behind me. Just so you know.
That's so nasty. You know what?
Hey, JT finna put it in and say, I smell Trey in this.
I smell Trey. You been fucking with Trey?
God damn it, Trey.
You were Air Force, huh? That blue Falcon?
It's a screensaver on the TV like this here. With Miss Jenny. Go ahead, Bryce. I know you got something to say, baby. Go ahead.
Wait, it's my turn?
Yes, and then Lost Translation take over.
Oh, I gotta go up there. Can I go after her before the Reverend Lit goes?
Yeah.
Wait, I think I talked on the pastor already. I
think everybody went.
Oh no, I
Everybody
didn't.
went.
I didn't go on that punk motherfucker.
JT, go ahead.
I didn't go on his punk ass. See, y'all know I didn't go because that's what I've been waiting to call him, a punk motherfucker. I'm so tired of these motherfuckers coming up. This is why I say I'm so tired of all these goddamn people trying to be coaches and shit and telling you how much of a victim you are, like motherfuckers like that. And in our actuality, y'all, in relationships, we really don't need nobody to motivate us to like each other and to cohabitate with each other. Only thing we have to deal with is anxiety when we with each other. That's basically what it comes down to. Because all the shit is going to be in your relationship. That's all it is. It is not, a relationship is not to save you. It's to bring out all the motherfucking bullshit you've ever had in your life out there so you can work it out. So when you got a motherfucker sitting back telling you dumbass shit and all these goddamn parables he coming up with and all these damn dumbass shit, man, that motherfucker he's trying to make money. That's all it is. That's what it is. You do not need to be going to somebody's pulpit and hearing them tell you about a relationship that they know nothing about. It's kind of like a fingerprint. All of them are. It's one. When you get in one relationship and you get out that relationship, you go in another relationship. It's a whole different relationship. You got to start all over again. The problem is that you would take whatever you had in that other relationship, and if you didn't resolve it before you get into the next relationship, guess what you got to do? You got to deal with that shit. And that's what that relationship is there for. It is not for to save you from your bullshit. As a matter of fact, it will enhance your bullshit. Give it 6 months to a year, you're gonna see all the bullshit that's gonna come out. That's what it is. And you don't need a motivator to tell you that shit. You don't need a counselor to tell you that shit on how to deal with it. All you have to do is put your damn anxieties in check and work it out. Go through all the flaws and all the shit. Go through all of that. Don't be scared to make mistakes. Don't be scared to be a person that is flawed. Don't. Because if you're going to be like that in your relationship, I've seen relationships 20 plus years where people never resolve shit. So most of their damn life, they were fucking just miserable. And they died miserable. You don't need no damn, all these goddamn people out here trying to sit back and monetize our pain. Fuck that. If let us monetize our own pain, then I'd rather do that than to have some damn stranger sit back and try to motivate me on some goddamn generic ass talking points. Fuck that shit. All you got to know is that when you in a relationship, all the bullshit that you've been going through unresolved, they're going to come out in that relationship too. How are you going to deal with that? First thing is put your anxieties in check, and then you can deal with the shit. That's it. I'm going to end it from there.
Last but not least at all, guest minister, lost in translation all the way from Alabama.
Yes.
Going to take the pulpit tonight.
Say
The
that.
grass withers and the flowers fadeth, but the word of loss shall stand forever. The
Preach,
floor is
brother.
yours, Pastor.
Amen.
First of all, I like to use the word to repudiate foolishness.
Come on, man.
And I like to speak upon what this young man said. First of all, the mother or the wife should be a teacher of the children. Okay. Now, would a woman allow her children to have a hissy fit? Would she not teach them, yes, to control your behavior? Am I not correct?
Come on.
So how can she teach her children to control her behavior when she herself does not know how to control hers?
Wow.
That is not her husband's responsibility. That's not some other pastor's responsibility. That is her responsibility. You understand what I'm saying? You're supposed to govern yourself accordingly. The Bible says that a husband should deal with his wife according to wisdom. Well, my thing is this. Yes, you're supposed to comfort your wife. However, she should govern herself accordingly.
Accordingly. Come on.
How can she be the crown if she doesn't know how to conduct herself as a Proverbs 31 woman should? Okay.
Come on.
Now, as
Lord of
far
mercy.
as now, the second point I would like to make.
Did you say Lord of mercy?
Yes, the second point I'd like to make, we'll go back to the book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 16.
What does it
And
say,
says,
Doc?
I will greatly increase your pain in childbearing.
Come on.
With pain, you will give birth to your children. Your desire will be to your husband, and he will rule over you.
You talking tonight, Pastor?
Now, anytime you have people who want to repudiate God's word, I say that you go back to the manufacturer of the beginning and the
Read
end.
it again, Lost. Read it again.
The Alpha and the Omega. You know what I'm saying? Genesis chapter 3, verse 16.
Yeah.
Says, I will greatly increase your pain in childbearing. With pain, you will give birth to children. Your desire will be with your husband, and he will rule over you.
Yes. How? I'm sorry. I had to remind myself where I was at. Praise God.
So, with that being said, I think that's probably the reason why the most quote unquote unprotected is also the most disobedient. That's the reason why we have so many problems with our community, is because our women are being disobedient.
Come on.
They will choose to leave their husbands.
Yes, sir.
Start other families, leave those incomplete.
Come
and
on.
then wonder why they're not blessed. You're not moving as the Lord say move.
Obedience.
If you marry before you carry, then we won't have these problems. You see what I'm saying? The Bible says obedience is better than sacrifice.
Come on, man.
I implore to you, Black woman of America, are you tired of sacrificing? Are you tired of being disobedient? Would you not want the windows of heaven to open up and pour you out a blessing that you don't have room enough to receive? I implore you to go and seek God. Ask him for forgiveness and go and sin no more. All I'm saying to you is this: there is a better way.
Reach, boy.
There is a better way. And I'm going to put it to you like this, ladies. If you want better, do better. But in order for you to do that, you have to make sure that you go back and repent. Ask for forgiveness and sin no more. We can go ahead and pass the plate. Thank you so much, Black Man.
Hold on a minute. But because before you go, there's got to be a praise break in the building. I got to.
Black man. Black man.
Huh? Oh Lord, have mercy, boy! You preaching tonight?
Come on.
So you do don't forget you got some super chats also, homie.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
First of all, we're gonna go to the number one super chat. First super chat: marriage, politics, and sports. $5 for the love of the game.
You know what I think? Go back to that. I think that Arpain lying to us about this picture. I think that's an old picture of Dolomite and his first wife. I don't think that's Arpain, but we'll take it.
I think that's old boy from Kool in the Gang, dog. That's
Yeah.
JT.
Do you remember?
I stare at that picture and say, "What used to be."
Yeah.
What used to be.
You had a columbine, so you did. That's dated like a mug right there, boy. He got a columbine.
Back then they call him the county, but now they call him the continent. You've upgraded now. Go ahead.
Yo, man, I had to fake my wife into marrying some way, man. You know what I'm saying? I had to do something about it. Anyway.
Thank you for that.
Our face said,
"Gotcha, bitch."
Oh my goodness. I ain't fooling with you, JT. Next super chat from the RBN Network, $5. Support the network. They kids. He said they got kids. LMAO. Next one we have Almanize with the $2 super chat. God told him none of that. Black women are the most protected.
Amen.
And also shout out to Lady Navor, $2 for the Cash App. Thank you so much. And I think we probably need to go ahead and give them a little shout, a little praise from White Chocolate. If you got them, can we stir them up just a little bit? So,
yeah. Let's get White Chocolate in here, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to the stage for your money relief. We have Brother White Chocolate in the building tonight.
I got a red room, it's the red dawn when the sun sets in my bedroom. Oh, it feels like I'm inside a flower. It feels like I'm inside my eyelids. It feels like I'm inside a flower.
Section
And
chocolate.
you know what? In light of it being Black History Month and it's coming to a near end, we can't go without showing a little bit. I have two more. Yeah, I have a Cash App over here, and so I want to definitely do two more to give everybody a little break, and then we'll get final thoughts. But I definitely want to get the violin in first.
Slow it down, rapping with the singing, I be swinging. You can get it all free like welfare. Back to the beginning, know what I told ya. I got 2 degrees, now I'm dumb rich. This sound like some 718 shit. The living weirdo on the same shit. Damien, let's go violinist.
Shout out to Damien Escobar.
Absolutely. And last but not least, Anissa had sent me this video so long ago, since she is the president of the sisterhood, and I think it was last Black History Month.
She's the dean.
And she's the dean of the Black History Association of the Black Sisterhood of America. And so I have a video of her sisters here portraying some of our fearless women who were in Black history. Roll call.
My name is Rosa. They say I'm supposed to sit in the back, but I'm tired of hell, so I'm finna sit right closer. Come get me up then. It's gonna take about 3, 4, 5 men. And I ain't finna repeat myself again. Fight me. Somebody get her. My name is Eve. I didn't believe. I trusted Satan, ate that apple, he deceived. And yeah, I'm naked. I thought I was awakened. I'm the first to do it. Y'all my daughters, we related. Trick on Big Harry. Don't call me slave hoe. The hell? From the underground, railroad, busted down mouth of dope. When I say run, you better go. In the dark, that Glocky glow.
In the dark, that Glock can glow. Don't call me slave hoe. The hell?
What did you play the aftermath from Good Enough Records, man? Man, can't let this slide without Good Enough Records, man.
Well, you know, we have Good Enough Records in the building, and there is a new hit song in Good Enough Records catalog, which is called the Diggling Song. And look at Miss Janet. Look at Miss it's called the Diggling Song. And if you don't know, there's 2 guys in the video who have dedicated themselves. I signed them at Good Enough Records. They have dedicated their lives to making this song go viral. They want to make this song go nationwide, is on your side. And so we have the Diggling Song featuring JT from What We Know podcast, along with Dr. Nkumbe, who is a guest appearance on the track. And it's a special song. And we definitely have a music video and everything for it. And we're going to play it in just a second here. But before we do, guys, thank you for being here. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We have 25 people watching. If you have not hit that like and subscribe button, please do that. We're on 7 days a week. Mr. Bennett, shout out to him. They had a great show on religion, a cultural conversation on religion on Sunday. Ms. Jenny, I think you coming up this weekend, right, sweetheart?
She said,
yeah. So Ms. Jenny will be on Saturday. So make sure y'all come check out Ms. Jenny. Monday will be Mr. Payne. You see him on the panel now. Tuesday will be what we do here, Talk That Talk Tuesday. On Wednesday, we have the sports show at 7, and right after that at 8:30, you will hear none other than JT from What We Know podcast from What We Know Wednesdays, baby. Wild Wednesdays is going down on Thursday. Dr. Nkumbe and Coach K is going to handle a business. On Friday, the guys are going to come together and talk about it all at the barbershop. We have another show coming pretty soon. I'll give you more information on that pretty soon. We're going to have another one and another one. So I look forward to doing that as well. So without further ado, the Diggling Song. Sit back, relax, and enjoy yourself. Let me turn the banner off. Here we go.
Going to Diggling museums. Yes.
It's dingling. Oh shit.
Yeah. You think they going on them girls' trips to have a second with Jesus? Nah, diggling museums. All these bitches going to the diggling museums. All these hoes going to diggling museums. They get on the plane and you think they flying, but when they land, they looking for some dick, they lying. Diggling museums. Yep, your wife at a diggling. She got a dick in her hand and she's taking pictures, and she with your sister-in-law and they getting with you. They taking pictures, FaceTiming you and telling you that they eating food like they at the fucking zoo. But they not. They can't. They ain't trying to do nothing but that tickling. They in Jamaica on the raft headed down the river. They got a nigga rubbing their ass and they pussies quiver. They getting wet and they don't think about you. They're only thinking about that Jamaican dude. Diggling museums. All these hoes going to the diggling museums. All these hoes going to the diggling museums. They going. Hey, they going. Okay, they going. Hey,
God bless. God bless the food.
They going. Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm
thank
dead.
you so much for that. I did have a picture. I had an old video of Anissa dancing. When she was back in the day, they called her Sunny Delight back in the day, and so we want to make sure I'll have that up for you guys next week. Make sure that you tune in for that. I have to edit it a little bit more. I had to cover up a few things because Anissa was Sunday Delight, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here tonight. I appreciate it. Now, I want to get final thoughts from everybody before we get out of here. I had a fun show with you guys tonight. Jeannie, I don't know what you drank tonight, but you had my ass over here in tears. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Anissa, for the wine of the evening. Oh, whoa. Sleep with the third eye open. $10 super sticker, man. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Who we're gonna start with?
Hold on, before we start, Black Man, I just wanted to give a shout out to old girl, our super moderator, Lady Navoa. She was in the hospital today also.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, she had
Really?
a procedure that she had done, and then so y'all go over there if you got her IG. Lady, is it Queen Navoa?
Blessed Queen, I think it is.
Yeah, it's Queen.
Yeah, go over there. Throw a couple of hearts on there. Tell her that you're thinking about her because she's definitely over here supporting us, supporting all these channels.
All the time, brother.
All the time.
Yeah.
And you know what? Before we get out of here, man, JT, you think I didn't see your little fucking funky ass message you sent me today? Huh?
What'd I say? What'd I say?
You call me a big head bastard. Yeah, I got you the funky ass.
Oh, what I see? Oh yeah, when you had the short haircut.
Man, I didn't have no hair, bro. Oh my God. But he's in that comment to me. You still got a big ass head, bro. Man, niggas ain't shit, bro. They ain't shit. Man, but thank y'all, man. I really do appreciate y'all. And shout out and prayers out to Lady Navoa tonight. We love you, sister. Also, take heed to the message. Make sure we keep both of them in our prayers because, they do a lot for us. And so we want to make sure that we pray that they have speedy recoveries or anything that they're going through and they get back home safe and sound and be okay. All right. But again, I appreciate everybody. Embrace the Grace. Give me your final thoughts. Now, Embrace the Grace, you have given us a lot of jewels. The ladies at work watched your video. And one of the ladies said, I won't ever have that problem with my man because I'm going to do less nagging and more gagging. So thank you so much, Grace. You seem educated in that area, and I just want to say thank you for all that you do for your country. Thank you for what you do for your country. Grace, what are your final thoughts? Oh, sorry. Rest in peace to Eric Mays. God damn, why he died on
Oh,
us.
my man from Flint. Yes. From
Man,
Flint,
oh
man.
my! If you don't know who Eric Mays is, Google him or YouTube him. You will laugh your ass off.
I'm gonna
for
do
2
a
hours.
little tribute to him tomorrow. I got a
Yeah,
couple of
bro.
videos from
Yeah,
him. Eric
please do
Mays,
that, bro.
Flint, Michigan, man. Yeah, he's man.
How did he
yeah.
die? Like, I don't even know what happened. All I know is somebody sent me a message saying, "Man, your boy dead." I said, "Whoa!" They said Eric Mays dead. I said, "What the fuck?"
Yes, he had a lot of complications, man. He had a gang of complications. So
What's he like? 71, 70?
No, he was like 59, man.
He was
No,
what?
He was like 59, 58, something like that.
Eric Mays?
Yeah.
No, he wasn't in his 70s at all.
In his 70s, wasn't he? Hold on, let me see. Let me make sure. 'Cause
Check him out.
We might be talking about Eric Mayfield. I don't know Eric Mayfield.
Curtis Mayfield.
He was 65, he said.
Yeah, he was 65.
65, yeah. Yeah, man.
he-
Did a lot for
and
the,
Eric Mays,
the
let me tell
city
you
of
something.
Flint.
Let me tell y'all something. Eric Mays didn't take shit off nobody. He was a councilman in Flint, Michigan, and when they say he worked for the people, he didn't
He
give a
worked for the
damn
people.
white, black, and different. He on your ass. And so somebody started recording it, and he started going viral, and he became a star overnight.
Yeah. I mean, he don't care if you arrest him, he still be talking shit. Why he got the cuffs on and everything.
Yep,
Get
why he got
out
the cuffs
and still get elected on city council. The
He
man
said,
was
"When
out
you
cold.
go low, I go lower."
I'm gonna do some shit. I'm gonna do some shit for him. I'm glad you brought that up, black man.
Yeah, I love Eric, man.
Yeah,
Damn,
yeah.
I hate he passed away. But yeah, we all got to go down. We all got to walk down that road butt naked. So, okay. All right. So anyway, embrace the grace. Thank you for all you do for your country. What are your final words?
My final thoughts are that at the end of the day, like JT, Trey, and everybody else on this panel saying that we just need to respect each other, love each other, and realize that a relationship is an opportunity to grow, not to hurt each other. And stop hurt people. Stop with that bullshit. Unpack your stuff. I'll help you fold it and put it away, but it's not our responsibility to unpack it. You have to throw out that suitcase out the window. And with that being said, thank you for having me on the show. I really look forward to Tuesdays now. I have blocked off Tuesday nights for this, for here, and I really love it. And and all the gentlemen on the panel, I'm having a show about the importance of mentorship our Black young males in the community on Thursday. So if you feel that you can add value on Thursday, bring it, because I'm co-hosting it with Hank. You know, because he's a mentor and he's going to bring that up. I've been trying to reach out to some mentoring programs out here in Atlanta. But again, thank you guys. Thank you for everything and embracing me. And see you next Tuesday.
Now, embrace the grace before you go. My brother, my brother, shout out to him. I'm finna embarrass the shit out of him real quick. My brother, his name is Robert. Shout out to my brother Robert. It's my baby brother. He's in college right now at Grambling State University. GSU.
Tuba player, is that the one? Tuba player?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. And so shout out to him. His question was this. This right here. I'm reading it, a text message. He said, "Who is the chick down at the bottom? She ain't black though, with the curly hair." I said, why? He said, "Damn, she's sexy as fuck with that wet hair look."
Stop! Don't make me blush.
He said, then I said, "Boy, you stupid." He said, "Till I said, what up, though?"
I'm old enough to be his mama.
You are old
You
enough
don't
to be his
care.
fucking mama. My brother is stupid. Let's just start there. That's my brother Robert, man. He is crazy. That's a giant though. He like 6'3", about shit 6'3", 295. Just yeah, that's a big boy. I get in the fight with his ass. I have to take breaks. Yeah. So shout out to my brother Robert, man. Robert is crazy as hell. But yeah, okay, you got you a fan. My uncle won't take heed. I told him you'll never have that.
You're never gonna get it.
Never, ever. Yeah, he
But they can like, subscribe, and share.
Hey, you see that? So yeah, my brother crazy. All right. He said, hold on. He said, "Man, it's fucked up, bro. You have to say that shit out loud." I'm sorry. I love you, man. You know I'm gonna get you. You know I'm gonna get you every time. All right. But anyway, thank you so much, Embrace the Grace, for being here. I appreciate you every Tuesday and sacrificing your time to come over. I really do appreciate you. We have a lot of fun with you. So, and
Thank
you are
you.
family. You know that. You know that. Miss Jenny's over there. I know she's probably giving her husband a hot wax massage. Damn, she wasn't. Miss Jenny, what are your final thoughts, my love?
I didn't get to comment on the simp guy, and so I just want to say that it's so funny that we talked about this tonight, because just tonight at dinner, my husband was telling me about his coworker, and he was saying how I made some spaghetti tonight, and my husband's not real big on spaghetti, and he said he didn't want me to make it, but I haven't gone to the grocery store yet because I go to the grocery store only once a month at the beginning of the month. And so we don't have a lot of food in the house right now. So we're eating on just little odds and ends. And so I was like, well, we gotta wait till the end of the beginning of next month before I go to the store. And so I made spaghetti. And so he came home and he was like, well, you know what's interesting? My coworker, he's complaining that his girlfriend doesn't make him food and doesn't have dinner ready for him. And even though you make me stuff that I don't want sometimes, I'm really appreciative that I actually have someone who makes me food. And I said, okay. And I said, well, how many kids do they have together? And he said, they don't have any kids together. And I said, well, why is he with her? And he said, I don't know. And, he said that basically what the coworker says is that, every time that he's ready to throw her out, she throws him some peace leaf, and, it just kind of keeps her staying longer.
She gave him the voodoo doo-doo.
Hold on a minute. She said she gives some of that peace leaf. I swear to God.
You listen to Coach Adams.
Yeah, I'm listening to Coach Adams.
Oh, I knew that's where that came from.
Oh my God, bro. Oh man.
So,
Back in the trance.
So yeah, I mean it's a simpocalypse out here, so you got to be careful. And so make sure you share the video and share the channel, so that way these men can wake up and start taking this red pill and start getting these lazy women out the door.
I know that's right. And listen, man. So Jenny, hold on before you go, Jenny. See, goddamn it, Jenny. Listen, Jenny. I want you, Jenny. I want you to look directly in the camera, okay? All right. I want you to look directly in the camera. Grab your clamor, girl, and get in the camera. Let me tell you. Let me ask you. Jenny, what would you say to the women, to the men out here? Oh no, to the women out here who are married but refuse to submit to their husbands, refuse to cook for their husbands, refuse to make any sacrifices in their marriage, and they're draining their husbands dry. What would you say to those women, and say it now?
Oh man. I would say get real. You at the end of the day, you don't love your man. You can say whatever you want, but the fact of the matter is that love is a verb, and you're not showing your man love. And so if you just be honest with yourself, then maybe you can be honest with him. And if you guys aren't married, then you can go your separate ways. But if you are married, then you should work things out and get better at being a wife. But yeah, you need to do better and start showing love and figure out why you don't want to. But yeah, I mean that's what you should be doing. I guess a lot of women feel like I don't have to do that, but they should do that. That's your duty. It's your responsibility as a wife.
Thank you so much, Jenny. You know what, Jenny? They're gonna hate you for 3 reasons. They're gonna hate you because you love God. They're gonna hate you because you're beautiful, and they're gonna hate you because you tell them what the hell they need to hear. Jenny, ladies and gentlemen, golly, the Lord have mercy. Anissa, Miss Pineapple, that's her new name. Miss Pineapple, what are your final thoughts this evening? Don't blush too hard, honey, okay? But Miss Pineapple, what is your final thoughts? Go ahead, Sugar.
Well, first of all, I want to say I categorically reject that I am the dean of the sisterhood. I just refuse to let you gentlemen just put all the blame on women. That's what you don't like. But I am definitely the dean of the sisterhood. But I so enjoyed tonight, and I think that our relationships and marriages should be based on respect and kindness and love, and we should be dealing with each other that way. Nobody should be beating up on anybody or being anyone's punching bag. We are to dwell, the men are supposed to dwell with the women in knowledge, as the Bible says, and we should always be respectful and kind to our husbands or people that we're in relationship with. So I think if we focus on that and growing together, and I think we should be a soft place to land for each other. You deal with enough out in the world and work and all the other things that we have to deal with, but I think your relationship should be a soft place and an easy place, and I think that should be for both people. So I'll just leave it there.
Now, on this, I do want to say this before you go. How's
Yes.
your boo doing? We ain't heard about your boo in a minute.
My boo is fine.
Mm-hmm.
He's just fine.
He's still sucking them toes and taking you on the road. Come on, talk to me.
Why you drink your wine?
Look, Lost. Come on, look at her face.
Come
Lost.
Amazing.
She blushing like a
I'm telling you,
motherfucker.
that's a double sprinkle right there. You know what I'm
She
saying?
better call him right now. Get your ass over here.
I thought Trey was her sweetie.
Oh, whoa. Well, you know, she go in between. Sometimes Trey, she got, you know what?
Trey be toxic a lot, so she got to put his ass on timeout.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, she has a lot of bunk bed relationships with these guys because one day Trey's sleeping on the top bunk, then the next day he's Bartholomew at the top. You know, it's just,
That's funny.
you know, it's in and out.
It's complicated. It's
it's complicated. Our pain. Thank you for being here tonight, man. I also love having you on Tuesdays on the show, brother. Can you tell us, you sitting in the house right now like you just waiting on somebody to break in that you've been waiting to come in? But man, thank you for everything that you do, man. You had a good show on Monday. You and Trey, y'all relationship is so goddamn crazy.
Oh, that's funny.
I
That is so
love
funny.
it because y'all will cuss each other. I call each other dumbasses and stupid motherfuckers. Then
Agree with
the
each
next
other.
show, they agree with each other. It's but I love it though. It's family. That's what it is. But
man.
Arcane, thank you, man, for being here, man. You had a great show on Monday. Looking forward to doing more shows with you. And what are your final thoughts, my guy?
Yeah, nothing. We said a lot tonight. I just say maybe it's a little side to point, but anybody who's still in the house with their family, loved ones, make sure you set aside a night. If more, that's great. Where y'all eat dinner around the table, right? Just make sure, because everybody's going in different directions. I have that habit of doing that. So you bring the family together because conversations happen like that you might not normally get when everybody's running around. So I'll just say one more thing is I remember when I was working, I went to Denver for a class, training class, and we had people from all over the world there. I mean, all over the world, Israel, everywhere. And so what happened was we went out to dinner together at this Italian restaurant where like served family style. It was like 17 of us. And it was like we've known each other forever, man. I mean, everything, the conversation was flowing. It was like, we were from all kinds of different walks of life, men, women, all that stuff. It really says, man, the meal, kind of like, it wasn't the Last Supper, but was a supper, right? I think that whole story about that, when you're around the table, you start telling truths and stuff and stuff like that. So if you have your family with you, make sure you carve out one day when everybody comes to the table at a certain time so y'all can just eat whatever meal, whoever's cooking and stuff like that. Since I'm home, I cook on Sunday, for the most part. And, my wife falls in love with me every weekend again. So what can I say? So anyway, some of my daughters, they come around and they're grown. The conversation is just so much better, so much different because they're all grown women. They have their own personalities and stuff. It's great. So do that. If you don't do it at least once a week.
All right, Arcane, you almost got caught.
Mayday! Mayday, will you please land this motherfucker?
Almost got caught.
I've been good. I've been better. I've been much better.
Oh my God. Hey man, you know what though? Arcane, that is very good, man.
Yeah.
I think everybody should. I think life gets so busy that the little things we avoid the little things. And I think that the things that will last the most is if we died today, those of us who are working, that job will replace us in a month, right? But the memories that your children or your spouse has of you, that those moments will last forever. And I think that we need to pay more attention and give more attention to family, man. And that's a good way to end your night, brother, by saying that, man. I think everybody needs to do that for sure. You know, and even if your family's not, if you're watching and your family's not around with you, just plan a day, plan a barbecue or something. Everybody just sit around and play dominoes and play some cards, man, you know, and play some spades. You know, I think I will whoop everybody else on this panel in some spades.
You got your goddamn mind. Not
And some
unless you my
dominoes.
goddamn partner.
Shit. Okay,
You got
like
your
you
goddamn
shit. You gonna think I'm cheating. You gonna be like, Lord, this nigga cheating. Listen, I'm a bad man. I'm a bad man. I'll be making. Listen, Jake, we gonna talk. I'll be making motherfuckers ready to fight. Boy. I'll be having motherfuckers ready to fight. But you know I talk a lot of shit, especially on
Well, we
stage.
can't be partners because they gonna fight. Because if you talk shit, I talk shit too. Shit, while whooping their ass.
Ooh, shit. But you know, Lost ain't saying too much because he seemed like he a good spade player. But we'll talk about that later. JT, man, what are your final thoughts, my guy?
Yeah, I kind of said what I wanted to say in my final thoughts when it came down to, you know, with the relationship or whatever. You guys gotta, I mean, you gotta work that shit the fuck out, man. That's basically what it is. And Miss Jenny said it right. If you ain't married to that person, go ahead and get out their life so they can move forward. You know what I'm saying? So they can work it out. Cause you got a lot of professional time wasters that's out here. A whole bunch of professional time wasters. But yeah, only thing I can tell you, man, we had a great time on Monday on Our Pain. Yesterday, Our Pain show. That was a great show we had.
It was.
Yeah, it was pretty dope. Tomorrow we're gonna have another great show. I was gonna call it Wildin' Out Wednesdays, but we'll keep it with what we know Wednesday, because tomorrow is gonna definitely be wild. The title of the show is what did I put out there?
Hold on, I can tell you
what
right
I
now.
put.
I'm already
You ain't got a lot of kick it. That's what it is.
you ain't got a lot of kick it.
ain't got a lot of kick it. Yeah, and it's basically a specific. I'm not gonna bang on all the women tomorrow. I got a specific woman. Now I don't know how the show gonna go after when I let the brothers up, but I have a video that I definitely want to show of a lady that just blatantly lied and got her ass checked, and she still was trying to lie after she got checked. So we're gonna have a great time with that tomorrow, man. Anybody that want to come up, women, you are welcome too. You don't have to just be guys that come up there on the panel. You are absolutely welcome to. What else?
Anissa be supporting though. Anissa be in them damn chats, boy.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, look, Anissa be
look at our ass.
but she don't be Anissa on the panel. She be trolling Anissa. You know,
yeah.
You know, she be. I be like,
troll Lisa. Yeah.
Troll Lisa. But yeah, man. I think I'm gonna start on Saturdays. I suppose I did it this Saturday with an unmonetized channel. I'm just gonna be playing some music, talking, kicking it with the people, so we can actually have some great times on a lot of, because I love old school, and I was supposed to did it on a segment on James Brown. I'm still gonna do it because the people do not know how great this man was. And when you're talking about work ethic and how hard he worked and how he was a motivator for musicians, I'm like talking about real musicianship. That man, even Michael Jackson, I heard people arguing about all these other people. They looked up to him. Everybody that actually came, even that was on the side of him, they looked up to him. And guess who else? My man, George Clinton.
Yeah.
So we're gonna definitely be talking about that stuff, y'all, man.
James Brown, the only man to bring Prince and Michael Jackson together on stage.
Yes, the only man that ever done it. The only man that's ever done it.
Well,
And
last
Bootsy
but not
Collins,
least,
he brought out the real thump with Bootsy Collins.
man.
Oh, who that is?
Woo!
I'm gonna be
James
playing
was
this
a
music,
bad
man.
man.
That's the music I'm gonna be playing. That's what
Yeah.
I'm gonna be doing. Yeah.
Last but not least at all, yours truly, the bishop himself, Lost in translation.
You know what? my final thoughts is that a lot of women like to listen to Teddy Pendergrass and Donnie Simpson. You know, these pastors got a special place in hell for them when God get through with them. But ladies, I want you to take a step back and I want you to think for a minute. If what you've been told in the past hasn't worked for you, do the opposite. Do the opposite. Because these people are getting paid off of your misery and to keep you coming back for more. They're selling you misery. Real men want you to be happy. You know what I mean? They really do. They honestly do. But my thing is, you have to do your part. When you stand before God, he's not going to say, you know, hey, God, I was listening to, you know, Teddy Pendergrass over here. You know what I mean? and he's going to hold them responsible. No, he's going to hold you responsible for your behavior. You see what I'm saying? He's going to ask you, what did you do? Because he gave you free will. Now, if you decide to give your free will to someone else, you're still going to be held accountable. So my thing is this, you might as well go ahead and do the right thing. You know what I mean? Handle people like you want to be handled. Talk to people like you want to be talked to. Exercise some grace. You know what I mean? That's one of the things that I think a lot of women have gotten away from. They seem to want to be snippy and snide and everybody join in and be toxic and all this other stuff. That's not going to help you. That's not going to help you with your bills. That's not going to help you with your walk with the Lord. That's not going to help you with nothing. You can't build no networks with nobody being the sour chick. Nobody wants to do business with that. I'm telling you, you're going to have to change. If nobody else tells you that, I'm going to tell you that. And that's out of love because I care. Because I want everybody to experience what they deserve, and which is happiness. And then the only way you can do that is be accountable for your own behavior. Because if you're accountable for your own behavior, you can actually do something about it. But if you give it and put it in the hands of somebody else, you know, you can't have anything to do about it. And I don't believe that God will give you free will just to turn over to somebody else. And that's my final thought.
All right, man. Well, hey, I appreciate you, brother. You already know that. Thank you for always looking out for me, man, and keeping me informed, especially when I'm out with the family, brother, because they can, boy, those kids can drain you.
Amen.
Boy, they do. My kids like the flu. Once they get on you, they own you for a while. And so, yeah, you baseball. I got softball. Well, softball for my daughter, baseball for my son. Basketball is over. They go right into another damn sport. I said, y'all don't want to take no breaks. Shit, I'm just so tired. Can we just take a break, please? But no, that's their life, and I want them to have as much fun as possible. Stay kids as long as you possibly can. But yeah, man. So thank you guys for always coming up, showing up, and I appreciate you guys, man. We always gonna end with that ending, with a good old church outro. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Sports Show at 7. What We Know podcast. JT gonna be in this thing, killing at 8:30 tomorrow Central Standard Time. Peace.
All right.
Subscribe now.